Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button, and everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course you do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even take someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are back with another interesting subject. You know, a doozy maybe for some folks, but hey, that's just the world we live in, where something this simple, you know, could be considered a doozy. We're going to talk about how men should use child support as a weapon. Yes, y'all, I know it may sound crazy, but men should use child support as a weapon. And we're going to get into it soon. Before we get into it, though, first of all, I want to say shout out to all the people who give me views on a regular basis, because y'all make up the fam around here, and I definitely appreciate y'all very much. Shout out to you. Shout out to the people who leave comments after the streams, because that's helping with the algorithm. Plus, it's a good way for me to familiarize myself with certain people who are willing to do so. Shout out to also the people who hype me up every chance they get, y'all. You can only do it so much. So saving it for me, of course, is the right thing to do. And I do appreciate it. I definitely do appreciate it. And shout out to everyone who hits that like button. And remember, y'all can do these things at any time. It maybe you're just now joining the channel for the first time. Now go back and hit all that stuff on all the old streams too. You know, listen there. It's always gonna be good. So I mean, it's at the Roger Report Live. It's gonna be good. It's that simple at the end of the day. We don't do bad content over here. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. And if you don't know, sometimes there are links in the description. There was a link this morning. And sometimes those links allow you to keep up with what we're talking about on a given day. And I want to say, shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. They come through and become financial contributors to the Roger Report Live. So they're paying the way and paving the way for everybody else. So shout out to each and every one of those individuals. And I want to give a special shout out to my main man, Truth Teller, who is going to be he is the sponsor of today's stream. So shout out to Truth Teller, a great supporter who is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. And let's see who checked in this morning. Y'all know how I go around in here. It's always great that when you start a show that you got a few people checking in. They down with you. They down with you. And you know what? It can only be one, though, y'all. There can only be one. So shout out to the Highlander of today's stream, my main man, the one, the only, y'all. Chef Mike's round table is in the building. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to the pitmaster himself coming through as the Highlander. Also, shout out to J Dub on the pit crew. Shout out to Mr. Suge to you on the pit crew. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. Shout out to my man Trail Bentley coming in right behind him, representing as he always does. Hashtag lonely the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hail Hydra. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. We got the RX in the building. What's good, my brother? What's good? Glad to see you. Ken C and Red is in the house. Great to have you. Great to have you. Floyd Thompson is checked in at the cool table. Yay, yay. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. The Righteous Teacher is here. Great to have you. J Bay is in the house. Great to see you. Great to see you. Osiris Carter, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Music Man 1982. What's happening? What's happening? Hello to Trust. The darling of the channel is here. Always good to see you, my lady. Always good to see you. Bronk, what's going on, my brother? Great to have you. Inspired Truth Broadcast. What's up? What's up? I'm listeners checking in. Great to have you, brother. Great to have you. We have Anthony D. Allen in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, y'all, we about to get going. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Superstar J Quick, what's up, my brother? What's up? Platform is here as well. Shout out to you. Truth Teller is in the house. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you, okay? Great to see you. Shark Sims, salute, my brother. Salute. Y'all, we going to get into this, y'all, because you know what? We going to have to play these games a different way sometimes. And I'm going to say something that could be a brand new thought for some folks. Some people have heard me say some things like this in the past, but we're going to have to do what needs to be done, y'all. Child support, okay? It's going to have to be used as a weapon, all right? Now, I've said before, y'all, there's two major subgroups of the Black community. The subgroup that everybody's extremely familiar with because it gets a lot of promotion. You have an anti-family, dysfunctional, single mother culture, okay? They're going to be all over TV, all over news stories. They're going to be mentioned in charts and all kinds of stuff. They're going to get a whole lot of publicity. They're going to get a whole lot of publicity. And that's just real talk. Okay, they're going to get it. All right? Now, there's another community that people don't like to pretend. Well, people like to pretend it doesn't even exist. People don't like to give them coverage. People don't like to put no light on. Okay? And that's just real talk. People try to keep it a secret. And we got this community of Black men who are respectable, productive, and functional that believe in Black men's leadership. The wives that live in their homes and the children that live in their homes. See, we got a whole community going on, making sure the things that need to be done are getting done, making sure they live in life the right way. And people don't like to give them credit. But I get it, y'all. If you know about me, you know I recognize that white supremacy is a thought process that's pushed in America. So therefore, you're not supposed to see black men who are leading families. You know, you're not supposed to see black men who are doing the right thing. They try to bombard you with a bunch of nonsense so you won't recognize that you got all these great brothers doing stuff on a regular basis. And that's just what it is. You know, and I told you I'm gonna try to make sure all these positive images, black men just be doing great stuff on a regular basis. I said I was gonna try to start putting more of that stuff in the descriptions. And I'm getting better about it. If you ask me, y'all, I'm getting better. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I'm getting better. But we got a young man in the description, and I wanted to give him a highlight, because he's doing so well. The man is an amazing athlete and just found out on the news clip that he's the valedictorian of his high school. Okay. Now, he's a great basketball player. Okay. He's going to LSU. He will be able to get some attention depending upon how great he's going to become as a basketball player. And, it's tougher at different levels. So we don't know for sure. Okay. He'll have a shot to go to the NBA because he'll be playing for LSU. He'll get some coverage. If he can stand up and be that good, he could actually make it to the league. But if he doesn't make it to the league, looks like he got a great secondary plan going on. Okay. The man, because he is an athlete himself, said, hey, sports medicine, I could be a doctor. And you know what? The fact that he's on scholarship, there's a good chance he gonna make it. Okay, so we got a heck of an option with this young brother. We got a heck of an option. Either we about to get a doctor out this brother, or we gonna get another NBA player out this brother. I'm good either way. I am definitely good either way. But 4.3, I mean, come on now. Come on. Let's celebrate the youngsters, y'all. Celebrate the youngsters. And I have to say, even though it wasn't meant for him to be part of this conversation, but as I look at a young man with a 4.3 GPA about to go off to college, okay, because he's so good at basketball, he's recognized as one of the great basketball players coming out of his high school class. The hoes gonna be on him. Okay. He gonna have some hoes trying to get at him. That's just real talk. Unfortunately, a lot of black women may not go at him for the right reasons, or once they find out how smart he is, they may say this may be a little too tough. But I'm hoping something good will happen for him because at least he's going to college. So maybe the college women would do a little bit better, possibly. Maybe just a little bit better of a situation because it'll be college. Okay? But hey, it is what it is. If they appreciate what his potential is, they'll jump up on him. Now, of course, some sisters will probably be trying to wait until it's guaranteed that he's going to the league or he's absolutely going to be a doctor, and they may wait to be bothered with him. So, yeah, we may lose him to a white woman. Well, that'll be y'all, because y'all the women. As the men, we ain't going to lose him at all. He going to be part of our community anyway. Okay? But I'm going to say shout out to that young brother. But see, there's also a possibility that a young brother like him will definitely end up on child support. Not that I'm making him part of the story. I'm just acknowledging him for the greatness that he's displaying right now. The potential, the very, very high potential he's showing right now. But when you think about it, 10 years down the road, he might be on child support. Because a lot of black women don't like men who are as accomplished as him. And the fact that he's already a valedictorian, okay, a woman can't say she made him. He's already a star basketball player. Woman can't say she made him. He's going to a good school that's going to give him you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to make it to the league or nothing, but if the ability is there, it'll get seen. Now, if the man simply becomes a doctor, I'm good with that. Okay, so we gonna win no matter what. Okay, as respectable, productive, functional black men who believe in black men's leadership, I think we're gonna win no matter what. Okay, that's real talk. All right, and I'm glad he's involved in sports because at least in sports, there's some chance that he'll definitely be around. A bunch of men who possibly don't think like women. Okay, he at least got a shot at it. Real talk. All right. But you know what? He may end up on child support one day because, like a lot of black men, he'll probably seek out a black woman. And let's be realistic: black women don't like to have children in the marriage. They like to be outside, which is why child support is something men gonna have to think about. If you're gonna have a child with a black woman, you're probably gonna end up on child support. Let's keep it real. Now, if you're a Pookie, and for y'all who don't know what Pookie is and be trying to make Pookie everything, Pookie is just a brother who could go to work and be productive, and he just refuses to. He is between 18 and 64 years old. All right, because people can retire like 65. So 18 to 64, you can work. Now you could go to college or some form of trade school before you go into the workforce. That's up to you. Or you can do them at the same time. That's up to you. Or you can go to the military. That's a choice to get you on your road, your journey to success. Or you can get a job out there and start working. Heck, you can even start a business, but you're going to be productive. Well, Pookie is the guy who chooses not to do any of those things. He just wants to kick it, just live how you can live, okay? He wants, he's going to allow women to take care of him, at least temporarily. And that's on him. That's Pookie. Okay? So at the end of the day, though, Pookie gonna pay for his choices. It is what it is. There's a pay that has to be given up with that type of stuff. But realistically, Pookie would never be put on child support. And if Pookie has a bunch of kids, the women ain't gonna really bother him. They're gonna let him do what he do. Okay. That man could have 17 kids. He'll probably never really be put on child support. It's just not likely. I'm not saying it's impossible because I remember a young man who got put on child support who was working at McDonald's. He had 17 kids. And he had to pay out something. I don't remember exactly what the number was. I just remember it was less than $2 a month. He had some women that ended up getting less than $2 a month for child support because he worked at McDonald's. Okay. He had 17 kids and worked at McDonald's. Okay. Now, I don't know if putting a guy with 17 kids on child support who works at McDonald's is going to inspire him to do anything more than work at McDonald's. He may not feel like there's a point doing anything besides working at McDonald's at that point, but yeah, I remember people was getting under $2 when a child support washed out. Now, shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. He says NIL money at LSU, mad money. Well, this is the thing, man. Hopefully, he gets a nice little NIL deal. Okay, and if he, like I said, if he comes out no debt, I'm good. Okay, that's a big leap. If you can go out here and get your degrees without any debt attached to those degrees, you winning. So I think we as black men gonna win no matter what. So shout out to the brother for that, and shout out to you, Inspired You Broadcast, for the super chat. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. But because he's obviously on his way to being a very productive young man, unfortunately, it's a high probability that if he has a child with a black woman, he will end up on child support. Now, if he messes with a white woman, there's a good chance he'll end up in he'll be able to start a family and lead his family. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again, y'all. If he ends up with a white woman, okay, I mean, the same thing can be said for any other woman. If he ends up with Latina, whatever other type of woman. But if it's anything other than a black woman, an FBA woman I'm really referring to, he has a good chance of being involved in an actual family where he can have his own family with a wife and children. But if he ends up with a black woman, there's a great chance he will end up on child support. And this is something we need to start talking more about to young men and young women. They need to know it too. When these young ladies get upset because ain't nobody quote unquote picking them, hey, you better we need to tell them what the deal is. A lot of y'all ain't gonna get picked because there's a good chance that if a man mess with y'all, he gonna end up on child support. And you could marry them as a young black man can marry a young black woman. It's still a good chance he gonna end up on child support. Just is what it is. Ain't no point in us hiding that. Which means child support should be used as a weapon. Women have no problems using anything they can against black men. So we need to weaponize child support. Now, how do you weaponize child support? Because in the modern era, if you say child support, you just gonna be a man that gotta pay it. Well, yeah, that's gonna happen. So how do you weaponize child support? You simply pay the support, and children are gonna grow up. They're going to want things. All right. Now, it's bad enough that you're already going to have to spend more money than child support on your kids. Because what man is going to be able to visit with his children or do anything with his children and not spend any money at all? Your kid going to want to do stuff and you're going to want to do stuff with your child. And I do get it. All right. Now, I do believe if a woman puts you on child support because she brought a third party to be involved in y'all's situation, when you enlist the government, you enlist a third party to be involved in y'all situation. If I'm ordered to pay child support, you won't get a dime but what's in child support. That's it. You'll get what child support say to give you. That's it. You won't get a penny more out of me. It is what it is. Because I'm going to use child support as a weapon if I ever find myself on it. I'm definitely going to use it as a weapon if I find myself on it. Now, how can you use child support as a weapon while paying child support? Because you're going to have children that's going to grow up and they're going to have more and more of an understanding whenever it does happen that you end up being on child support. And children are going to want things. Children are going to want to do things. Children are going to want to go places. And guess what? I'm going to let my children know if I ever have to deal with something like that. Look, I would love to do these things that you want done. Sounds great to me because I'm going to be supportive in whatever it is they're trying to do. Sounds great to me. And they're going to say, well, I need $100 for it though. Okay. Maybe they want to go to this particular place, involve themselves in this particular event. Their friends are going. I get it. I was a kid too. But Dad, I'm going to need $100. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool, man. I mean, I like what you're saying. Sounds like everything's okay. You got all the stuff in order. Tell your mama to give you $100 out your child support money. Yep. And I understand, y'all. A hush may have just come over the crowd. What? Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. Tell your mama to give you $100 out of your child support money. Okay? Y'all listen? I'm gonna say it again. Tell your mama to give you $100 out your child support money. Yeah, it'll get real controversial real quick, y'all. Because every time my kids want something, I'm going to let them know to go to their mama and get it out their child support money. Why? because I pay your mama to make sure that when you want to do these particular things that come up, that you will have money to get it done. That's what the child support is for. It's to support you in your development, to do things. So she should be using that child support money for you to do what you need to do. Now, I get it. I get it. Some of y'all would say that's not what child support money for. Yes, it is. It's for the child. That's literally why you pay the money. It's for the child. Okay. Now, there's some women who will say things like, because I've talked to them, what about the bills? What bills are you talking about? Well, we got bills to pay. I don't know what they got to do with me. Okay. I have no idea what that has to do with me. If I'm not with you, you really shouldn't be talking to me about your bills. Okay. I ain't volunteering to pay your bills. So why are you talking to me about some bills that I'm not paying? But I'm going to hold fast right there. Okay. Because Bronk is he's throwing a super chat in here. So let's address what Bronk is saying. Shout out to you, Bronk, and thank you very much, my brother. Appreciate you big time. He says the white man said, you can't do that, Roger. You're not supposed to discuss child support with the children. You are in contempt of court. Well, there's no court at that point, brother. We already out of court. Okay, the judge done already ruled. I'm already paying her support. Ain't no court going on. I hear you, but there ain't no court. And I'm not going to discuss the child support with the child. I'm just going to tell the child to get the money out the child support. I'm just simply going to let the child know to get the money from the child support payment. Kids know people pay child support. It's not a mystery. Okay. Now that's what's going to happen, y'all. It is what it is. Because that's what the money's for. I know a lot of people make up a lot of ridiculous stuff about what child support is supposed to be for, but that's what child support is for. Now, shout out to Positive Vibe. She says food and child expenses. Guess what an expense is? An expense is what the kid want to do. Maybe you got a daughter that want to be on the cheerleading team, but she got to put in $40 for a uniform, $100 for a uniform. I don't know, $150 for a uniform, whatever it is. That's what child support is for, to pay a child expenses. Now, you said food and child expenses. No. It's a woman's child too. You pay for the food. You're going to pay room and board because you're the mother and the child lives at your home. Okay? Room and board has to be paid. Guess what? You're the mother. You should pay for your child's room and board. It's your child, right? Okay? It's your child. Pay the room and board. The child support can go to that cheerleading uniform that your daughter wants. That child support can pay that $20 for that field trip your child want to take. Okay, little Timmy want to go on that field trip. It's $20. Boom. Now, the average, a number I heard, but it was a while ago, but I'm gonna still use that number. I heard the average amount of child support is $400. So I'm just gonna use that number because I heard it as an average. Well, if little Timmy want to pay for a field trip that costs $20, you got $380 left to spend on little Timmy. Pay for the trip. Shut your mouth, pay for the trip. It's that simple. And I was going to bring it up, but I'm going to read this real quick first. Shout out to Truth Teller. He said, Rod trying to get that little nigga this on. Their mamas will kick them out and keep collecting. Look, man, I'm just trying to tell the kids where the money at. That's all it is. I'm trying to let the kids know where the money is. Okay? I got the child support. Okay, I'm paying it. We gonna think of this. The average man is gonna have a job. Okay, they take the child support right out the check. You got check stubs. If you got to show the kids your check stub, hey, it is what it is. You know, I know back in the day, I know people used to pay it through you had it, you could, it was a little bit more control. I'm gonna say a lot of people nowadays are paying through a job. So okay, show them your check stub. You just show them exactly what the child support taking out. Every time I get paid, you got money. You ain't never broke. Because every time I get paid, you got money. That's your money. Okay? That's your money. You know? Yes, y'all. It may start a rift or two in the home because you have a mother that wants to spend child support the way she want to spend child support. She want to get her hair and her nails done on the kids' money. The child support ain't to pay the hair and the nails. The child support is to pay for the kid. Now, a lot of women will argue about what's supposed to be done. A mother is supposed to take care of room and board. It's her child too, right? So if it's her child and she can have custody of the child, don't talk to me about your light bill. Don't talk to me about, a grocery bill. Don't talk to me about no bills going on in your home. That's your portion of taking care of the child. So now this other money that's being sent to the home that the child does not live in should take care of the child's other needs. Meaning what? When your child want to do something, the money should be there. Now, let's keep it real. If a guy is spending $400 a month for a kid, and you've been spending $400 a month for years and years and years, this kid was small. You should have kept some of that money. Because when bigger stuff come up, the money should already be there. Now, if you decide to spend little Timmy's money every time a check came in, that's on you. You borrowed money from little Timmy. I don't know. Maybe you paid a car note with Timmy's money. Maybe you was paying $276 a month for some car. Well, that was Timmy's money. When Timmy needs his money, it's time to fork it over. All right, Timmy gave you a loan with no interest. Give Timmy his money. That's what the money for. The money wasn't for you. It was for Timmy. Okay? It wasn't baby support. I mean, it wasn't baby mama support money. It's child support money. A lot of women get that confused. They believe child support money is baby mama support. No, there is no baby mama support. It's child support. And if you went and got you a car and paid you $276 a month for your car note off Timmy's dime, then you got to give Timmy his money back when Timmy get a little older and he needs some more stuff. And if you ain't got it, go get it. Don't be shorting Timmy. If you ain't got it, go get it. And that's real talk. Shout out to Bronx one more time. I guess he's saying this in a Destiny Child voice. He said, "Can you pay my bill?" Okay. Well, little Timmy paid him. It's time for you to pay little Timmy. Okay. The bill always come due, y'all. The bill always come due. But let me give it to Tunnel Runner real quick, and then we will give the floor to Lena right after. Tunnel Runner, you got it, my brother. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good. And there's two states that agree with you, Roger. Texas says they capping the child support for a kid at $4,000, and Louisiana, I think, is $3,000. So they're agreeing with you that you child support, no matter if you're a billionaire, a millionaire, they capping it. They saying that's enough to take care of any child, anywhere, no matter who his father is.
Well, I
So
ain't gonna
they
say. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm just saying they agree. They're agreeing with you that it's not white support. It's baby's child support, and there should be a limit to how much they can get.
Well, yeah, well, maybe they do agree with me. I'm gonna say partially. They probably partially agree with me that yeah, the money is for the actual child. And a lot of women do really believe it's baby mama support. Now, I'm not paying you for you to live any kind of lifestyle. I'm paying my part for the child.
Hey, I got a question. Good morning, panel.
I was
What
just
you
about
were
to
saying?
introduce you. Ain't gonna even let me introduce you. I was just about to get you
I
in
know. I
here,
was asking him.
but
They
you
kept it to what? They kept it to what?
In Texas, it's $4,000.
A
that's too
year?
much. It
No,
was
a month.
2,500 the way I heard it. It was
Oh,
2,500. It went
four
up.
thousand. That
Yeah.
ain't too bad. 4,000, depending on the type of child you had.
No, no,
Depending.
no, no. It's 4,000 no matter what. That's what he's saying. He don't care
Yeah, no matter
if
what.
it's a billionaire. It's 4,000. That's it. But what?
Mm,
And to
I,
me,
I
yeah.
can see. I can see what you mean. I kind of. It depends. Like, okay, you give her 4,000 to take care for the child, and then I would expect him to pay other expenses himself if he
Nah,
wants
nah,
to.
No,
nah,
no,
no,
no.
no, no, no. It's child support. If you got
Right.
an expense for your child, use the 4,000 to pay that expense.
Right. I see what you're saying, but if somebody was a billionaire, let's say if I was a billionaire, my kid was with the dad.
Four
Okay.
thousand still enough.
For me, and it was my kid, no, because I'd be like, I'm not sending my kid to the public school. I'm a billionaire. You think I'm gonna send my kid to some rinky dink $4,000 a month
Hold
kid?
fast, hold fast. The mama can spend any amount of her own money on her child if she want to. The 4,000 is just dad part. It ain't like you can't give your kid another 4,000.
If I was a billionaire, okay, I say okay, 4,000, that's cap for you. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, you better send my kids to the
Nah,
best
nah,
school.
uh,
I'll
uh,
pay
uh,
for it myself.
uh,
I
uh, uh,
would.
uh,
I
uh.
would. I
Child
would.
support. You still talking about what you do on somebody else's money? What you gonna do with your money? If a
That
guy
is
is
child support.
Lena,
That
Lena,
is
Lena,
child supporting my
Lena,
child. If I
Lena,
pay, if I decide, hey,
Lena. If a man is gonna give 4,000, he's a billionaire. I hear what you're saying. You want your kid to go to the best schools and all that type of stuff. You're still the mother. You pay for it. That's all it is. He paying his 4,000. You put 4,000 with him. Then now the kid got 8,000 a month. Put him in whatever school you want to. You get that?
me
You
as a
see?
parent, I'm sorry, I wouldn't damn what another parent do. Just like me. Like if I father my child don't have it, I'm gonna do it. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. But
If a
even if I was a
man,
richer parent, I wouldn't. I refuse. I'm like, okay, here go your 4,000, but I'm paying out of pocket. It don't even have to touch her hands. My kid's going to this school. He
Lena,
better go.
Lena. You can give as much money to your kids as you want to. Ain't no dad finna tell you not to spend your money on your kid. You do as much as you want to do. You see how that go? You do as much as
Yeah,
you want to do.
but
But
and I
we gonna get it back to the average people. You know what I'm saying? Average person is paying 400 a month. Average person
well,
ain't no billionaire, so
I'm
ain't
be
no.
like I'm be like Black Uru, the average black in the community. He always say that's not the doing in the black community. Shout out to Black Uru. Uh, it's 214. That's what I saw when I looked it up. $214 a month.
Well, I'm gonna say 400 is what I know is an
Oh,
average just in general. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I ain't saying you're wrong. I just ain't looked it up in a while. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt that number comes down because of inflation. We always seem to end up paying more than less. So I'm assuming it's still got to be. It's probably
I'll
over
give you that.
400 a month at this
I
I'll
point.
give you that.
I know why it came down.
Well, jump on in that Great Black Reset. Jump in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I'm just, you let Lena come up here and run roughshod. I'm coming up here
That's
and
what I
running
said. Jump
roughshod
on
too.
I
in.
know
Yeah,
why it
jump
comes because
on in.
more
Hey,
women paying child support, so it went
we,
down
we,
probably.
we forgive you, Lena. You just came up here and glitched out. I understand it's a tough subject for you ladies.
I'm sorry.
But so it came down because 50-50 custody is becoming more and more prevalent, and that means that each child financial responsibility falls on that parent while it's with that parent, and there is no exchanging of funds. So that's more commonplace now than just one parent getting child support. In like places like Florida and Georgia, that has become the default. So unless that the other parent is on drugs or in prison or something like that, 50-50 is the default now.
Well,
So that's why the number has gone down.
well, I'm gonna take that into consideration, but I'm gonna leave it at 400 as an example because
That's
that's
a good example.
that's people that are not paying child support. So they looking at a number as the overall amount of child support being collected. Sure, that number may come down, but a person who's actually paying out of his pocket, they number didn't
Right.
come down. So we just gonna leave it at 400 for example purposes. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're paying the child support, your number didn't come down. It's just less people got to pay it at this point. So we're
I
gonna
agree.
Can
let
I?
it.
I'm
Lena,
sorry. I'm
Lena's out
sorry.
of control.
Linda,
You out of
Good
control
morning.
today.
she a little
No, but
excited.
Lena,
She a little excited.
that wasn't my opening statement. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
I'm
Roger. That
trying
wasn't
to
my
get
opening
you
statement.
one, but you just kept on going. I was like, I ain't gonna even bother with it.
I was because
I get it.
I was
Lena don't talk.
asking what you
Lena,
call what he was meant. I'm sorry because I'm really passionate about child support,
Oh, we
and this
we
is
I
how I
see,
see.
feel.
we
We see
see,
that.
we see, we see.
Because this is how I feel. Like, believe it or not, I have one
You
child.
more passionate than the one paying it.
Yeah.
One child. I do not have the father of my child on court ordered child support. He pays out of pocket. I didn't have to go to court. He loves his kid. He's gonna go ahead. Believe it or not, he raised child support like what he wanted to pay on his own. So that's fine. He pays $460 a month. He did that on his
Hey,
own. He
hey,
came and
hey,
asked me.
that's what a lot of fathers will do if you just let them do it.
If you get out
See,
the
now you
way,
don't get to stay there, bro.
Hey, you get more. You get more out of me before we
You
go
get
to the
more
court.
out of us. You
yeah.
get more
Yeah.
out of us, then you get out the
When we
court.
go to the court, that's it. You got to go to the white man. You want some more money?
And the reason why I don't believe in child court order child support should be the last result to me personally. Or unless I've known people who wanted to put it on the books, like I don't want nothing to do with her. I'm going to court. I'm putting in court order child support. They wanted to do that, like or a divorce. It came out, but I don't believe in it. Other than that, I believe you can work it out. You love your kid enough. I love the kid. We're gonna provide. However, the reason why I have a problem with child support outside of those reasons is I think child support isn't what you say flexible. Like let's say the father or the mother, the parent is paying it, something happened, car went down, or they were sick for a month, they couldn't work. Then the court tax them, and then they get penalties. I don't appreciate. And then the person that's receiving it don't see the penalties. They just got over on the person that was down on their luck. So that's why I hate child support. I will always stick to that. However, like how y'all saying that child support should be spent, I understand. Okay, like let's say you can only ask for so much. You got to live within your means. With me as a parent, I only make so much. 20% of my check, goes to my kids, sometimes more. But I try to make it work. You got to live within those means. But if let's say it was for, what did he say, $400 some dollars a month. Let's say something happened or some big expense happened and is needed. You could be like, oh, well, you can pay. I was like, well, why don't we come together and we split the difference? I don't understand why that's a problem. You shouldn't weaponize it. It's the idea to provide for the child. Sometimes things come up that's more of an expense than normal.
Okay,
All right, all
Lena,
right. Hold
Lena.
on,
Hey, hold up.
before you go. Y'all gonna let all y'all talk. We getting order back in here. We getting some order back in here. But shout out to Jerome Payne first. He says, sounds like from what I hear, most women don't want to pay anything for their own children. The selfishness is astounding, for real. And yes, Jerome Payne, most women don't want to pay anything for their children. That's why they complain about child support in the first place. Because whatever they got to pay out their own pocket means I can't spend my money how I want to. He should be paying for it. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give it to Great Black Reset. Then we're going to give it to Prompt. Then we gonna give it to baby mamas. Ain't I'm gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna curse. Ain't no curse no air. Okay.
And then back to
All
Tunnel Runner.
right. And then we'll give it back to you, Tunnel Runner. I'm gonna say, look, you may have a big expense that comes up. That is a part of life. Maybe you live in a house and the water heater broke. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that happens. That's your problem, not mine, because you're not my woman. I don't care that a big expense came up. Leave little Timmy's money alone. If I'm paying 400 a month, that's 400 for little Timmy. Leave his money alone. Take care of yourself. You're an adult. That's
No,
simple
I'm
to
talking
me.
about big expense for him. Like
No, 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 no,
personal.
no. Whatever's going on, leave little Timmy money alone. That's for him.
Yeah,
You
but it
take
might
care of
not.
that. We not on the same team. If I'm paying child support, we're not on the same team. I don't care nothing about none of the rest of the stuff you got to say. Child support, you done took me to court. I'm paying child support. I don't want to have a discussion with you. We ain't talking. I don't care about your issues. Just get little Timmy his money, and we good. Okay.
Okay, let's
But,
say I give
but
little Timmy
hold
the
on, hold on,
214.
Lena. I got to let these other people talk. Okay,
Mm, mm, mm. Mm,
okay.
mm, mm.
Let's. We gonna
You
bring you
know
back
I'm a
in.
woman. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me
Lena,
let you. Hey, you said it, not me. You said it, not me. All right, Great Black Reset. Go ahead, my brother. Then we can get these other two gentlemen in after you. Go ahead.
now, first, I want to express my disappointment in Roger this morning. Yes, my great disappointment in Roger this morning. We've been talking about for months and months and months about black male leadership. And what happened today? He got one hot subject and he can't control Lena. Lena up here running this show. I am disappointed, Roger. Yes, I am.
I'm
And
running them up.
Lena, you running them up. And Lena, we understand that you're passionate. That's why we love the fact that you're up here because you are very well representing the female cohort. Even though she's pleasant to talk to, if you listen to Lena before, you can tell she kind of heated right now. But this is her heated voice. She
Well,
kind of heated by this, and she
hold
wants
on
some
one second.
understanding.
One second, Great Black Reset. I'm gonna do this. Shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable. Now, see, he didn't ask me specifically. Please ask Lena to calm down. So, Lena, relax. Okay, we gonna
I'm,
have a
I'm,
show. It's gonna be all right. You gonna get the mic again. Just relax. Okay, let's let some of these other brothers get in. Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
on.
Continue. Black
I'm
Reset.
on it. I'm on it, Chef Mike, because your host he can't seem to keep it together. So somebody got to calm this thing down. Lena, we hear your passion. We feel you. We gonna have a great conversation, a great show, and you will be the star today. But you got to let us get in. All right. That's it. That's all I want. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's give it to Bronx then. Bronx, you got it, brother.
Look, Lena, we gonna mess with you today. Now, I do want to apologize for cutting you off a little bit and when you finally got to your opening statement. Because your opening statement wasn't really that bad. It seemed like when we started the show, what you were saying, it seemed like you was about to fall off that cliff. And everybody on the panel, we ain't gonna try to save you. We just gonna sit there and watch you fall off that cliff. But you caught a ledge and you started to climb back up a little. We'll see where it go for the rest of the show. But you caught a ledge and started to climb back up that cliff a little bit. You start mentioning about, you're against child support and you think the parents should just work it out. So I'm gonna give you some grace. I'm gonna give you some grace. I'm gonna let you say more of what you have to say, and I might interrogate you.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right, then, baby mama. Ain't nothing. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. Go ahead.
Happy
I,
Hump Day.
well, when it comes to this child support thing, if a woman decides to put you on child support, she has to use the money wisely. Whatever you're giving, whatever the court decided that you owe her, you pay to her, and that's it. Me, I'm more ruthless than that. You put me on child support, I don't even know this child anymore. I'm not calling. I'm not texting. I don't even want visitation. What's 17 more years? I can get another one. No problem. You got it, boss. For me, you're just another bill. I'm not even gonna look at you. Thank you.
There we
Can I
go.
ask a
There we
question?
go.
Well, you
Hold
are
on.
you
Hold on. We'll get back around. Just hold that question, please. Let me let these other guys get in real quick. Just hold that question. Don't forget it now. Don't forget it. Okay. We got, believe it or not, y'all, we got Lena's baby daddy is in the building. So we're gonna see what Lena's baby daddy got to say about all this. Lena's baby daddy, you got the flow.
I don't know who y'all niggas is, but now you see what I got to deal with, right?
Okay.
God damn it. Nah, but
Oh,
I I just in my bad. I'm just messing around with you, Lena. Um, yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. And I was listening earlier, and I heard Lena say, "Well, bigger expenses." And I just wanted to ask, like, what bigger expenses would that be? Like, what would be? All right, you getting $400 a month. You got a kid. You want the kid to go to a private school. All right, you make that happen. You got $400 already. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't like. It was like the 50 Cent thing. His son was getting a couple of thousands, and he was still complaining due to what his mother was doing. And I'm saying, well, if he get 40,000, and his mother just put in whatever, that boy could do whatever he want to do. So I'm just trying to figure out like what big expenses would come up that the child would need more than $400 a month. You know, I land my plane there. That's as a question. It's a question mark behind that.
Towards me.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
question to you. What
Okay.
big expenses?
Okay. This is the biggest experience to me. This occurs to me. Back to school. Big events like prom, graduations. There's at least three in most kids' lives. Um, you might have big birthday parties like the Sweet 16 or when they turn 13, or oh, it's a family event. We're trying to go to a family reunion. Even his, I had to help her to go send the child to his. But hey, I want my kid to know her family on that side, so I help pay the expenses.
whoa,
So
whoa,
Well, I only
whoa.
heard. I honestly, that was three of those was valid joints. The graduation. Um, then it was another one you said that was very valid. So I could give
Nah,
you.
uh,
I could
no,
give you like
no,
three of
no,
those. Now,
no,
like for
shark,
instance,
no,
graduation,
Hold
no,
you
on,
have
hold on,
adults. You
no,
Shark.
have.
Why
no,
can't
Can I?
we go
Can I?
no,
half?
Can I finish?
no, no.
Graduation. Yeah, it's more than
I
$400
think
for a
you should go
prom
half.
for a
I don't
prom
think
It,
the father should
prom
pay.
dress
I
up.
think both parents should go half. Just because the dad is giving 400 does not mean that I'm not giving money.
Because
My
if you
daughter
it
here, I
like
know
for
you might. I know I might mismanage my money and stuff. I admit I do live above my means sometimes, and I got this illusion lifestyle. But
Ding, 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 ding.
There you go.
that is part.
you
Well,
know, the
that's part.
child, the father of my child pays 400 a month, 460. He asked me how much is her hair and stuff like that. At the time, it was $100 or so, but now she wants her hairstyle sometimes be 300. I was like, your hair is just as expensive as mine now. So just imagine I paid it 300 a month, then I got 160 left. I gotta feed her. Stuff come up. She want her nails done. She want a new pair of shoes. Oh, they doing something at school, a project. She got to wear this uniform. I pay for that.
Well,
all right.
I think part of that
Everyone,
comes
hold
from
hold fast right there,
learning.
y'all. We
My
throwing a
fault.
flag on the play. Cause Chef Mike came up. I thought we was cool for a second. I thought we calmed
Hey,
down,
man,
but
I'm about to get it. I'm
Chef
sorry,
Mike
chef.
then came up. So no, no, no. I'm not gonna say it's you. Now Chef Mike might say it's you, but I'm not gonna say it's you. But Chef Mike, you got the mic, my brother. How you doing? And he could just be coming to joining the show. You never know. You never know. Chef Mike, how you doing, brother? Great to see you. Great to see you. How you doing? You got the mic, my brother.
Hi,
Good
chef. Am I on
morning.
punishment?
Oh God.
Hey, chef.
Can we let the man speak?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to find yourselves on this what the hell was Roger thinking Wednesday. I popped up because I'm going to need you all to get some order on the panel. You all are starting to sound very chaotic, and it just sounds like a bunch of noise. I need you, all are making great points. Lena, you have great questions. Please write them down as we go through the panel. And y'all stop interrupting everybody's opening statement. Y'all know the rules. You all know the rules. The rules have been stated, they are very clear. So please, let's get some order on the panel so that we can continue to enjoy a great show. That's all I have to say, and I'm going to land my plane right there.
All right. Shout out to you, Chef Mike. So everybody woosah a little bit, y'all. I don't know if it actually worked,
Woosah.
but woosah, something. Do something.
Who's
Ro-
Okay.
Roger
Uh,
started it. Roger started it.
all right, Roger. Now let's get back in order. You gotta let me back in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we gonna give it to Tunnel Runner, let these brothers calm down. Okay. So Tunnel Runner, what you got for us, brother? What you got?
I need all my brothers to understand that the U.S. government has just over last weekend decided that if you owe more than $100,000 in child support, they're starting at $100,000, they will revoke your passport. They will stop you from traveling. And they will go. They're working at 100,000 right now, and they're going down to 2,500. So, not that you can't get a passport, but they will. If you already have a passport and you owe more than 2,500, but they're starting at 100,000, so they got to work their way down. They will revoke your passport.
That is very true. That is very true. And they will put a stop on your passport if you they will not let you renew it. And if you happen to find yourselves overseas and your passport is expired or revoked, you're gonna have a whole lot of problems trying to get a new one because you're gonna have to pay all of that money down. Whatever it is you owe in back child support, you're gonna have to pay all of that down before you can get a new passport. And if you are overseas, guess what? You're stuck. Because if you go back to the States, you're going to get stuck in the States because you won't be able to get back to wherever you may happen to be living overseas. These are real issues, gentlemen, that we should think
Man,
about.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say somewhat fair. Because if you owe child support and you're not paying child support bill, how you got money to travel? So I could even understand some level of fairness in that. But
Well, Roger, hold on,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if
Go
if
ahead, Jeff.
if if my job sends me overseas,
oh
if my job stations me overseas, okay, yeah. So now what?
yeah, that you know what?
yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
sometimes you're gonna have to swallow
And
a pill,
Roger,
y'all.
Roger, divorce is expensive. What if a man who's trying to fight for joint custody and maintain joint custody has to choose between paying his mortgage or rent and child support, and then he has to sacrifice one or the other? And what do you do in that situation?
You know what? It's a hard pill to swallow. That's why I said if I found myself in a position where I had to pay child support, you won't get a penny more out of me. You gonna get whatever that child support bill is. So for today's example, I'm using 400. You will get 400 and nothing else. You know, and I do believe that's the right thing to do. So to address some of the stuff that was going on earlier, hey, let's say I do have a woman and she lives in some home and the water heater break. That's your water heater, not mine. I don't care that your water heater is broken. I'm not doing anything because your water heater is broken. Fix it. That's all I'm gonna tell you to do. If you
But
can't
Roger,
fix it, I'll come get Timmy.
you don't care that your son ain't gonna have no hot water to take a bath in?
He got plenty of hot water in my house. It's plenty of hot water where I'm at.
Mm,
Okay. Plenty of hot water. And come on, get some.
mm,
Now, what's going on at her house? That's her problem because we
mm.
not together.
Well, see, I can agree with that statement, Roger, but I would also have said, well, if you wouldn't have left the home, you wouldn't be worried about a water heater in your apartment.
Well, I get you, but my
Mm.
my thing is this: once she not mine, I'm going to take no concern of whatever her conditions are. I have no concern about her conditions. I don't want to discuss her conditions. It is not it's not even an invited conversation. I care nothing about your condition. Telling me about your condition is absolutely pointless because I care nothing about them. I do care if my kid is lacking something. If you once you tell me my kid is lacking something, the only thing I'm gonna say is I'll come pick him up there. And once you get that fixed, let me know. That's all I'm gonna ever say. Cause we not friends if I'm on
But
child support.
it's not that easy if it's court ordered. You really it Sounds easy, but it's really not that easy, especially if it's court ordered. It's not that easy. It's so not that easy. And it really does sound good, but it is not that easy when it is court ordered. You can't just say, well, I'll come get it. No, no, that ain't what the state done said. And see, here's the thing: the state got more say than what y'all have because you've involved the state in this situation.
Yep.
You know
Now
what?
the
That's
white
why I
folks
don't
tell you
like
what to do.
child support like that.
Well,
The government is involved.
if a custody issue comes up, my thing is you're going to have to live with that custody issue. If it ain't my week, it ain't my week. And because guess what? I'm not gonna. Once you invited the third party, I'm gonna act like the third party there. So if it's an issue where, well, I ain't supposed to have them this week, even though you're having a problem, then you're gonna have to figure that out. I'm not doing anything beyond what that court say. Once that court stuff is removed and my child is 18, we can have whatever kind of relationship we want at that point. But if you put me in position where I can only do X, Y, Z, or I'm one of those you get to see your kid every other weekend, and maybe 2 weeks in the summer, I'm gonna make you live with that. And every time my child says something to me about it, I'm just gonna tell the child what the court order said. Court said I can only see you 2 weeks every summer. Now you welcome anytime. The issue is you just can't come because your mama said the court got the court involved, so now you can't come. That's all it is gonna be for me. You can't come. Your mama did X, Y, Z, so now you can only come these 2 weeks in the summertime. I can only get you every other weekend. Any problem you have with that, you gonna have to discuss that with your mom.
If you
Yeah,
if
Okay.
you
well,
say that
I
to
got
your
a
child,
question.
Roger, let me say this really fast. If you say that to your child, Roger, you risk getting drugged back into court for being in contempt of court because those are
Yep.
things you're not supposed to discuss with your child, and they put it in the court orders in the parenting manual.
Yep.
I'm gonna say right now. So
You going
what?
to jail.
You
I
gonna
got a
put me?
question.
You can put me in jail so I can't pay child support? Okay.
No, nope, nope. They're gonna put you in jail and hem you up, and they're gonna get that child support out of you. You think
I'm
this
telling you,
system easy? You don't
well,
believe
y'all know
greed is
how deep.
groceries,
You don't
Roger.
know how deep the white
You
supremacy
think
go, bro.
you really think you gonna sit there and tell a child that one he's absolutely right. You can't say that. It's in the court order. There's certain things you cannot discuss with your child. However, it's something that you're failing to realize. This is your child. Forget how you feel about the mama. This is your child. This is a part of your heart. And see, this is where I have to pull your coattail because you still got your whole heart. You don't know what it's like to actually have to split your heart.
Oh
And that's
man,
why you can speak,
man.
so fervently on your point. When you have to split your heart, you're not gonna ever tell your child something like that because it's gonna break your heart because that's you, that's a part of you, and that's a perspective that I think you kind of glass over. And it's not a fault of yours. You just don't have any children and you don't have that experience that has opened up that part of your life. And that's a real part that folks who have children, that's what makes it so difficult. We actually have to deal with what's in our heart and how it tears our heart up to try and do something with a woman or a man from the woman's perspective that with another person who we are having an issue with, who we are no longer romantically involved in. This is somebody that outside of a one night stand or just a hookup, this is somebody that we were actually probably on a road to build a life with, and that's done. So now I got to rectify the fact that my heart is torn from that, and I have a child. Now I love my child. I want my child. I want the best for my child, and I know I am the best for my child. So all of the issues that me and the mother go through, that tears my heart because I still have to be there for my child.
Man,
Y'all know y'all are in a situation that of course, I
we
can't really verbalize where y'all are coming from, and I do get that. All I'm gonna say is, I do believe the best way to prepare my child is to give my child the truth, and I don't see that changing because I have a child, because that's a fundamental belief. The best thing you can do for a person is give them the truth, so they can prepare themselves for the world they actually got to deal with. So I'm probably gonna tell the kid what it is. Now they can do something to me. I'll pay the fine, do the penalty, get hit with the 30 days in jail, whatever they're gonna do. But the truth gonna be there at the end.
30 days? No, 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 no.
Whatever it is that
We
they do.
talking years, brother. We talking changing your life, brother. That's all. Hey, I got to drop down. I'll be in the cloud. I'm still listening. Hey, look, y'all. Keep some order on this panel because if I have to come back up here, I'm throwing everybody off. Starting with Roger because it's his fault today.
Bingo!
I'm
Bingo!
talking Uncle Bill throwing Jazz out the house taking suit. Y'all better quit it. Y'all be easy.
Hey, warning heard, brother. Warning heard. Okay. Shout out to Elder Blood. He said everything about American child support is anti-God and used by a woman to usurp men's authority. It's legalized constitutional gender bias deprivation. Now,
Man,
I can definitely agree with that sentiment. And y'all, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying my child needs to know the world it lives in. And my child needs to know who their mama is.
yeah,
So,
I hear you. I
you
hear that,
know,
Roger, and I think a
Hey,
lot of men
Bronx,
do get to
Bronx,
the point.
Bronx, you're gonna wait your turn, sir. You're gonna wait your turn. We're gonna stop this right now. We're gonna stop this right now.
okay,
Now,
well,
look, Roger was about to say some bullshit, and I was just trying to interject before he got into the bullshit he was about to say.
no, you know what? I'm gonna say it. There comes a point in a man's life where he gonna have to make a choice. Sometimes you got to choose to go with the system, or sometimes you got to choose to go outside the system. And at the end of the day, going outside the system can be a tough choice, but it doesn't mean it's the wrong choice. That's all I'm saying. At one point, slavery was legal. The folks who was against it, tough choice to go against slavery, but it didn't mean it wasn't the right choice. But we're gonna get a flow to Lena then. And Lena, you did have a question. Did you write your question down? Did you remember your question? What was the question you had?
Okay, this thing weird was a little off. How do you feel? Like I haven't talked to the father of my child yet about when my daughter turns 18. At some states they make, the father pay child support, while they're in college to 21. I don't even want that. I just want him to pay the last year of her high school. She turns 18 in September, the beginning of the school year. I don't think he's gonna stop. I guess I gotta talk to him first. But would I be wrong if for the last year I put him on child support if he doesn't pay that last year for high school? Am I wrong?
I mean, you
Yep,
wrong if you gonna deal with the court system at all against a man. That's automatic.
yep.
You wrong.
Dead wrong.
Well, now,
Lena, can I ask
if
you a
he's
question?
paying, well, let me just say this
Can
real
I?
quick. If he's paying child support voluntarily, why don't you leave that alone? And I mean, why would he even suggest that he wouldn't pay and she's not out of school? Because that's basically what you're saying. She's not out of school, but she had an 18th
Well, she's
birthday.
at 18. I'd be like, but she gonna be in high school at 18.
If he's voluntarily paying child support, why would he just cut it off because she's 18 and but she's not out of school?
He said to as soon as she turned 18, he's usually off the hook. And I'm like, no, she in high school.
No, no,
I
no. Him saying that, I get it, but why would he do it if he's already voluntarily paying?
right, he's
Yeah,
already about to. But he might.
you said you said he was a good father. It's very much likely that he and the child will communicate about what her needs are, and he'll supply them, or at least you could mention that to him. Hey, why don't you just do this at 18? Just talk directly to her about what she needs, and if she needs something, just give it to her.
Yeah, how about she's the child? If she hit 18 and you're concerned with it, then you talk to your daughter. She can talk to her own dad.
Yeah, that's what I
That's right.
said. Well, yeah, that's what I was like. You answered it. Stop asking me that. You
I
12.
mean, to me, it don't make sense that a guy who's voluntarily paying child support, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to believe that because you had a kid that turned 18, he now becomes a monster all of a sudden. I don't believe that.
True. And can I
Uh,
make a comment on the super chat? I agree with that super chat to a certain extent. The only thing I don't agree about is that it's legalized constitutional gender bias deprivation. I don't agree because when men go to court, they're more likely to win if they fight. they're more likely to win custody, versus the mother. They're more likely to win.
No,
That
no,
is
no.
not true.
Hold on, hold on,
That
hold on,
is
hold on.
not true.
No, no. It technically is true, but the thing is, which men are really gonna go to court to fight? See, the people who go to court to fight already know they in position to win. And see, that don't have nothing to do with the majority of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm rich or I got a bunch of money and I can stand to pay all this extra stuff, yeah, I can go fight for my child. The average man ain't in that position. So saying that doesn't say much. I'm saying what she's saying is true, but it don't say much because the average man is not prepared to take on the U.S. government.
Exactly. Exactly. I was gonna make that the same point. You got to think about the cost associated with just going through that process to begin with. The attorney fees, like $300 an hour. If you're going through a divorce, you're essentially splitting assets in half. The man is typically being forced to move from the home because the man got to go, right? Family home is for the woman and the kids. Um, yeah, I mean, when you add up all the costs of going through that process, can the man even afford to be dealing with child support at that point?
Man. And most men can't. And the guys who can actually deal with the cost of it all, some of them still losing. Yeah, most of the men who can afford to deal with all that, they are winning, but some of them still losing.
Yeah, I mean, I got through it myself personally, and I took a huge hit. And oftentimes you take about three, four steps back just to go two steps forward at a time, and you have to deal with that. And fortunately, I had enough support from family and friends to help me get through the worst of it. But man, you still not out of the clear as long as that child support order is on you, because it gets reevaluated every 2 years. So the
Well,
moment your income even goes up.
I well don't tell too much now. Don't tell too
Uh,
much.
uh,
You're gonna give
uh,
people ideas.
uh,
I know what you're saying, but I'm just
Man, you ain't out the clear. You ain't out the clear to that,
look.
18 to 22 years old.
And my thing is this, y'all. I am not saying don't pay the child support. I'm saying use the fact that you're paying child support as a weapon. This is what men have to learn to communicate to women. It's child support. It ain't baby mama support. Now, there was a few things that y'all recognize as valid that was brought up. Maybe a person's gonna have a sweet 16. Cool. You should have saved money up for the sweet 16. Because every month that I was paying you $400, that child did not need to have $400 spent on it. So guess what you should have? A separate account. That's your responsibility as a woman. The money come in your name. It's your responsibility to have a separate account to pay for stuff for the child. So guess what? Over the years that all the big stuff ain't happening, you should have monies piled up and waiting and ready to go to take care of your child, quote unquote, big things. You're the mother. You're the one making the decisions about a sweet 16 birthday party. A child can't decide to get himself a sweet 16 birthday party. That's your decision. That's something you want to do. You want that memory with your child. You should be willing to pay for it. And truth be told, you should have money already saved up to actually pay for it. Why something different? You know what I'm saying? Why something different got to happen for me? You live with her. You want the sweet 16? Pay for it. You want that memory. I gotta pay for my memories, don't I? Cause look, y'all. I'm a father. I don't live in the home with them. When my kids come over, I gotta pay for my own memories, don't I? If I want
Man,
to take my kids to Chuck E. Cheese so we can have a memory, I gotta pay for that, don't I? I'm paying for child support already, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
you could also for big expenses. I think it's valid if you ask her for big expenses too, because I do the same without
I
enough.
gotta pay for my memories every other weekend, right?
Yeah, but if it's like a joint group thing, I think both of you.
I'm not
Man,
understanding what you're saying. I don't even. Did y'all
she
understand what she
that,
said?
that's that's because she
it
ain't
wasn't
saying
supposed to be
nothing. She
heard.
she ain't saying nothing. That's why. She that's that female. I got feelings talk. It ain't coming out right.
You
That's what's
know,
happening.
okay, me and the father, my child made it. But big expenses, we were supposed to come together. Like he wanted to take her child to Disney. She said I was stupid. I wanted to pay half. I ended up paying a stack. I paid $100. It's about a stack to send her to Disney World with him. and she went with her sister. That was the deal.
Hold
Uh,
on, Lena. You need to do something because you was sounding clear at first, and now you ain't sounding as clear. But I'm gonna say to you again, every other weekend I get to see my kid. Right,
mhm.
every other weekend I got to spend extra money outside of child support to make my memory. You don't care nothing about how much it costs me to make a memory. Why would I care about your cost to make your memory?
Okay. All right. Listen, it's my turn to get up in here. And Roger, he making some good points, and then he get off a little bit.
All
And
right.
we've
Well,
been
before you
trying to
say that, we was doing good till you said that. So since he said that, shout out to Elder
see that,
Blood.
see that.
We gonna get these super chats in, and we get it right back to you. We'll give it right back to you. Shout out to Elder Blood. He said a man should never, absolutely never have to pay where he has no authority and don't stay. If she take the child away, that means she 100% responsible. Okay. All right. So you have that perspective. And it was one more. It's shout out to Black Uru. He said, the lead attorney explained attorneys recommend men do not sue for sole or primary custody because they will lose. The few who win have bulletproof cases.
Man,
So again, y'all, is the average? It ain't even a good idea for the average man to even have that fight. And
yep.
even if you got everything it takes to win, because I believe because the lead attorney did report on this, and I believe he said the number was like 61%. So even if you got all that, and you totally prepared, you know, still a 39% of y'all, you gonna do all that, you still gonna lose.
Man. I
So
mean, it's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle just establishing joint custody for yourself as a father. You
yeah,
talk getting primary, man. You dang near got to have a bulletproof case for your case for joint custody,
yeah. And one
man.
more shout out to Jerome Payne. He said if the court finds funds aren't being spent on the child, props, then maybe the father should have the child legally, period, for the benefit of the child, not to put money in the court system. Well, that's a real thing, Jerome Payne, but we got to keep in mind the court is for the court. It's not for the kid. It's not for the mother. It ain't for the father. The court is for the court. And for the court, the best thing for them to do is keep the man on child support because a man's gonna pay it. So that means the court gets his money. You
Yeah,
know,
actually, the Title D4 is the legislation that allows the federal government essentially to give each state $2 of the $3 they spend on
Yeah,
child
yeah, yeah,
support.
yeah.
So
You can tell us about that when it's your turn. You can tell us about it when it's your turn. So
I,
that's what
I'm
we're
just
gonna
throwing
do
that
right
out
there.
there, man. I'm just throwing that out there.
We're gonna do that right there. You can tell us about it when it's your turn to talk, sir. We ain't doing this. Now, Lena said something very important that you guys didn't catch. She said sometimes she's just not that good with her money. You know what I'm saying? And that's the case with most women. They're just not good with their money. So they gonna use little Timmy's money. So when you send in that $400 a month or $460 a month, in her case, she know every August or September this child is going back to school, but she just ain't good with saving a little bit of that money for back to school purposes. She been knowing for 16 years this child was gonna have a sweet 16. But she gonna
mhm.
wait till the sweet 16 come up. She been getting $460 a month. You could have been saving $50 a month per month for 16 years. Could have had a great sweet 16. No. No. See, this is even as sweet as she is, she still doesn't see that the money that is for the child, like Roger said, and he's right about that, you can start an account, run it like a business. You already know as a woman, these are the big events that we want to do, especially if you have a girl. You already know what the big events are going to be. You could mitigate that process, but no. When that sweet 16 come up and it costs $2,000, you want $1,000 from you want $1,000 from the man. No ma'am. No ma'am. I've been paying you for 16 years. I don't pay for the sweet 16. It's over. It's over.
That means
Y'all man,
that means we'll
huh?
can't get, that means 1 month Wilson can't get the light or the extra stuff that he want, or oh well, you can't go out with your friends because I need to save it for the thing in the future. When you turn 16.
That that's right. You gotta start saving your money and prepare for what you say the quote unquote big things. Now we're not talking about medical issues, a child gets hurt or something. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. But the big things that women are talking about, these are the emotional milestones that they want their children to participate in. You got to start claiming responsibility if we've already
Okay, look like we losing him, but I'm gonna say, yeah, if you want, and I'm saying, look, nothing, things aren't nothing. Memories are important, and you got to pay for your memories. You already put me in a situation where we obviously not married if I'm paying child support, so we're separated people. Your life is not my responsibility anymore. My responsibility is to give money to make sure my child can do things that my child wants or needs to do. That's what the child support for. You're paying for room and board. I'm paying for the other stuff. Don't bring up nothing to me about no big thing. If you want it to be a big thing, pay for your own memory. I got my kids. I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I got to pay for that memory. My kids want to go see this particular movie that came out. I got to pay for that memory. My kids want to go to Six Flags. I got to pay for that memory. I'm already paying child support. I got to pay my own bills. I got to deal with whatever my life is throwing at me. And I got to pay for my own memories with my children. So I don't care about your problem. It's that simple at the end. I don't think this should be sugarcoated, y'all. If a woman is going to involve the court system, use child support as a weapon. I can't do nothing else. That's what your child support for. I don't know why your mama didn't do it. I know I sent her the money. That's what I know. The money taken out of my check. The check stub right here. She got the money. Why she not spending on you ain't really none of my concern. I don't run her house. She run her house. If she was my wife, I would make sure she spent money on you the way she should. She's not my wife. I think a kid needs to know who their mama is.
I hear you, Roger. And that was God that cut Reset Mike off, man. He wasn't saying shit
The
anyway.
Lord working. Look at
Hey,
God.
hey, hey, they say he might not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time, man. And he came in there right on time and cut that man Mike off, man. Because what you had to say was much better than anything Reset had to say, man.
Hey, man, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. And I want Lena, you especially, I want people to know, y'all, I ain't saying this to be cruel to them. I'm saying this because it's real. I'm looking at men who literally got children and they got to pay child support. They pay for their own memories, man. I see men doing stuff with their children on their own dime, plus paying child support. So I don't care about your memory. You want a sweet 16? Knock yourself out. Handle that. You want to continue? Knock yourself out. Handle that. You said we not cool no more. We're not a family. That's what you wanted. That's the only way I'm on child support, because a woman didn't want to be a part of the family. So if she wants to live in a world that she doesn't want to be part of a family, why would I concern myself about family stuff? No. I'm paying for my own memories with my children. You're going to have to do the same thing for yours. It's that simple to me. If my kids going to the family reunion, I'm paying for them to get there. Go ahead, Bronk, if you want to say something. Go ahead. I saw you unmute. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask Lena a question. Why are mothers the best? Why can't both parents be the best?
Well, I do think both parents are good. I have good grandfathers and a good dad. And I'm just, prepping mothers because I feel like people come down on mothers. It's the reason why Mother's Day is a bigger holiday than Father's Day. The reason why we're all sold out. Everybody loves mama.
Are y'all understanding her? Because I'm having a tough time.
I
I mean,
understood.
I
I
heard her.
understood what she
I
said.
heard her.
I understood.
I heard her, but I didn't
She
understand.
not understanding her.
Yeah,
And that's from up baby daddy.
I'm just excited. I mean, I'm just representing moms today. And do I think dads are good and they're the best? Yes, yes.
oh no,
But
no, we did.
You wasn't on the Mother's Day show though. You wasn't on the Mother's Day show, Lena.
She ain't say nothing on the Mother's Day show, not a thing.
Not a,
We ain't
not,
had no
not a
Mother's Day
thing. Not a thing.
Shout out to Jerome Payne one more again. He say if the courts finds wait, did I read this one? If the court finds funds aren't being spent on the child properly, oh yeah, I read that. I read that. Or did that? Hold on now, because that just popped up. Maybe something different in here. If the court finds funds aren't being spent on the child props, then or properly, I guess, then maybe the father should have the child legally. Period. For the benefit of the child, not to put money in the court system. I think you. I don't know what happened. I just saw this pop up. I thought I read this already, but I'm gonna say again, Jerome. The court is there to extract money out of the father. That's something we have to understand. You know, that's basically the job of the court: extract funds out the father. So they don't really care if the child is being dealt with properly. Now, there's some people who will go through enough trouble to get something on record, but it's hard to get stuff on record about a child not being treated right because unless you can legally even get a recording, I mean, how do you even present it to the court? Because you can get the right stuff on camera, but can you legally get it on camera? You know, it's always going to be a tough situation, but again, the court is not there for the best interest of the child. That's what they tell us. But if we look at how the court moves, the court don't have no interest in the best interest of the child. I have everything that I know and looked into about child support. There's one goal in child support, and that's extracting money from a man. Now they can't always do it, but that's the goal. But let me get a mic to Truth Teller. Go ahead, Truth Teller. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what up, y'all? This is a hilarious show, which is kind of sad.
What up, Truth?
But what's going on? I do want to point out one thing. Not to shoot down the ladies who joined the panel, but I peeped the psychological pocket watching you was doing earlier on. When my man said you said $4,000 a month and you just need to cover your half, and you was like, well, that's a lot of money. You wasn't thinking about your own pocket. You was thinking about somebody else's. But hey, it's all right. It's all right. But
I was thinking about putting it like, if it was me, and I'm not saying put it in their pocket like if I was a billionaire and I was capped off with 12,000 parents on my kid. I would still pay my kids like school and all your expenses. Like the cap off, that's the 4,000 in that parenting. But I would still do more. I wouldn't say, well, your dad got 4,000. I want my kids to have everything.
Well, I just want you to understand what you're representing, right? Just so that you understand what you represented when you just said that, and also what you've already said. If he's paying his portion, your only focus is to pay your portion. But you said you were representing mothers in worrying about his portion being the only portion that needs to be focused on. At no point in time did you say, hey, this is how much the woman is supposed to pay. You only focused on what the man is supposed to pay in all conditions.
You didn't hear me.
Well, no, I didn't hear you because you said, hey, if there was a party or something, we got to go somewhere. He got to cover half, right? And Roger had to point out that what does that have to do with the father if he's covering his portion, right? You actually did that a few times. So what's happening is, and you also made a Freudian slip where you were mentioning how much money he making, and you said we when you were talking in reference to the kid. So you got to be careful because people are listening. And when you said you're representing mothers, men will look at it like, oh, so you part of the thievery clan. Because that's actually what it is.
I don't think you're
Truth teller. You got to let people have the floor and have their 2 minutes to let them talk and let them get everything out they need to say. Just let them say what they got to say.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
She's cool.
We don't need to call it out. We don't need to call it out.
She's cool, man. I'm married. I'm used to it, player. I'm good.
Hey, don't bring
I'm
attention.
good.
Don't bring attention. All I said, don't bring attention to it. Let her talk. Let her
You
have the floor. Let her represent.
yeah,
Let her represent.
you look at
Trying
it
to
as
tell
the
you, but
only
she ain't
one that is
listening,
providing
man.
for you. I provide for my child. Yes, I keep saying, yeah, I might live above my means, like, and do things for my child. Is like, my child is an equestrian. Like my sister had bought my child a horse, and I pay for horseback riding and lessons and feed and care for a horse. Like, expect him to pay that expense because that's something I want and that's second. I do pay for my child food and things she want to do. I spend. I say, oh, let's go together for a big expense, a joint expense that we want her to have as a
I'm
memory.
not. The
I
answer is
believe
going to be
that.
no. We're not doing anything together. You're not my woman. Okay, you got me paying child support. You got me in the legal system. You're not. No, we're not friends. If you want a memory, pay for it yourself.
Hey Roger,
So what you're
that's the
saying,
same
but
thing. That's the same thing I told her, Roger. And then me and my daughter went to the movies, and she said, "Fuck them horses. She don't give a damn about no horses." So that's just money that's just being blown away.
And since you're the child's mother, I don't care about how much you spend on the child. Don't
Mhm.
ask me to do squat. No, the answer is no. We're not friends. We're not cool. I don't know if I don't know why women want to have this imagination that you can have me on child support and we gonna be cool at the same time. That's not happening.
Man, woo,
So I'm
you
gonna say,
preach.
how do you feel, Roger, if your child came to you and said, "Hey, I want," they just decide, they're 16, 17. Oh, the latest shoes come out. I didn't put them up to it, but they asked you, would you then buy the kid shoes?
My child gonna get a standard answer. Whatever you want done, just get it out your child support money.
That's
So
real.
can I ask you? Can I ask you a scenario and ask what your opinion is on it?
Can I
Give me
go
a
after
scenario
truth
and
teller?
Absolutely.
tell me what you think. So if you, like you said, horseback riding or whatever activity you wanted to go to, right? You take the child. You guys are split now. He's paying his monthly like he's supposed to take care of his child, and there's some kind of big event because you've enrolled the child in this activity, and they're performing and practicing, and they got to go do this.
Mm-hmm.
We losing truth. We losing them.
Yeah, we lost him.
You
All
talk
right,
to them,
let me
hey,
truth. We lost you. We losing you, brother.
sorry, did I lose you guys?
We hear you now, but we
Y'all can
lost
hear
you,
me?
so we don't know what you asked.
I was walking past all right. So what I'm saying is, let's say your child, you guys are separated. He's paying what he's supposed to pay, and you enroll the child in some kind of activity like the horseback riding or whatever. The child is in competition. Oh, basketball. He's on a travel basketball team because you a basketball player. So they go into a big championship game, and you ask his father, "Hey, do you want to come? It'd be great if you could come and be there at the game." And he says, "Yeah, I'll be there, no problem. Give me the time and the address. I'll be there." You guys go to the game. It's a travel. There's a bunch of expenses. You get back home and you looking at your itinerary and you realize how much money you spent. You go to him and say, "Hey, how come I need you to pay half of this?" And he like, "Is he wrong?"
And I help pay for the stuff. So I don't think he's wrong. I think he should be allowed to go to the game and stuff, even if he didn't pay half. But I think he's wrong if he say, "Hey, I'm doing this and I'm paying for it, and I expect him to reimburse me for like his
That
travel."
wasn't but that wasn't in the scenario. Remember, you decided that your child was going to do this. You asked him if he wanted to go. That's the scenario. So, quick
Mm-hmm.
question: why do you think you have the power to say he should be allowed to go?
If he paid for it, or even if he didn't pay for the sport, I would want my child to want her dad there. She wants her dad to be there. That's her father. I'm not going to
What if
prevent.
she? What if she don't care, but he want to go? Do you
He
have the
can
power to
go.
stop him?
No, I do not because I think I'm impeding his parental rights. So no.
Now, what if she says she don't want him there? Does he still have the right to go?
Yes, depending on why she doesn't want to go, but generally yes. It's got to be something very grave for him
So
not
why do
to.
you think that? that you have to determine his allowance to go for his child?
I don't, I look at it as like it could be a protection. It could be a reason why. But then I say, go ahead. I say 90% of the time, maybe 95% of the time, the dad should come. I would not prevent him from coming. I don't have the
Does he
right
have
to.
that? Does he have that same right against you?
If he believes he's preventing me from harming my kid or something, he doesn't want me
Yeah.
there, or for some weird reason, if it was harmful, but it has to be very, like, oh, I might be an abusive parent, or I'm drunk or a drunk, and I come
Well,
in there.
no, he determines that you're a risk, and he doesn't want you to come. You may not think you're a risk. Does that mean that 5% means he's in the right and you should not go?
If if that 5% is something really detrimental to my child, I would like to think that he would
Well,
prevent me from harming my child. Yeah.
but
Has
you
nothing
don't
to
think
do
it's
with what you
detrimental
think,
though. Yeah,
right? It has nothing to do with what you think.
yeah, you think it's
Y'all,
fine. He
y'all
said it's not
listen.
cool.
You hold on. Y'all got the answer. Y'all just ain't understand it.
No,
She's
I
saying
called it. I called it.
on both on both ends, it determines on what she thinks.
Yep,
That's what she's saying.
yep.
I was
No,
trying to help her dig
The
herself
determine
out of that hole,
the,
but she kept digging.
the,
I was just trying.
no, 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 no. No, we have to have honest conversations. She's a sweet woman and she doesn't realize this is what she's doing. She doesn't realize it. That the move I told y'all, man, this whole child support thing and all these subsidies and stuff like that, it's about control. It's about them wanting to have a semblance of control in your life. And as long as they can maintain that control, they're comfortable. If they feel like they don't have no control, that child is useless at that point, bro.
All right. Now, shout out to Elder Blood. He said in almost every case, child support is paid to devils, not kids. And I tell you, hey, is what it is on that one. And shout out to Elder Blood one more time. He said 70 years of child support, and look at the results in the FBA community. So, y'all, look, child support gonna have to be weaponized. I'm saying, as men, it is better for our children if we start weaponizing child support. Let child support do what it needs to do. When your kids need something, they need to get it out that child support money. And they
Mhm.
need to know mama won't pay. They need to know mama don't love them enough to give them the child support money that was literally sent for them. The children need to know that. It's that simple at the end of the day. Your own child support, if she put you on child support, she'll do anything to you. It's time to use it as a weapon. Look, you
Man,
got 400 a month coming in. Whatever you need to do, as long as it's in $400, you should be able to do it. Now, mama go say, no, he's supposed to pay for X, Y, and you, when your kid come back, no. Your mama got to pay for room and board. You her kid too. She take care of room and board. You got $400 to do all the other stuff you need done with. It's that simple. But mama ain't gonna want to do that because that's gonna hinder mama's lifestyle. Cause mama trying to live off that $400 a month and include it into her lifestyle. That's why women are always talking about what they try to, women are always trying to get some guy to pay something extra. He owns child support already. Why you need extra? Well, you got to pay for this for your kid to eat and sleep too. No, you don't. You the mother. Why don't you pay for something? I shouldn't have my child's mother pay for where my child lives. If I gotta pay for my child where my child lives, my child come live with me. I don't need to pay for where my child lives. The child has a second parent. Am I wrong or am I right? Child got a second parent. If one of us gonna pay for room and board, the one of us gonna pay for the other stuff. Now you got a $400 budget for the other stuff. It is what it is.
yeah, and they also need to abolish child support in joint custody cases. That needs to be abolished.
Yeah, I
If the
think that's
child is
right. In joint custody, yeah, you're right.
you need
That
to
should get
abolish child support orders in joint custody cases because
But
again, the cost of divorce is so astronomical that you cannot really make a logical argument that you are putting a child support order on a man who has a house over the kid's head. You can't justify that and say that's in the child's best interest.
well. It's not only that, but just basically speaking, if you have joint custody, either y'all both need to be on child support, or neither of you should be on child
Exactly,
support.
exactly. But they run the calculations
Right?
in such a way that they essentially extract resources from the
Correct.
parent who just happens to make more.
Right.
well, I'm gonna say that makes all the sense in the world. But at the end of the day, we can't control everything. But we can control how we respond to being put on child support. That we can do. And child support should be weaponized by men. The one of the main issues we still have going on with child support is because men act like they owe far more than whatever child support is. Because truth be told, anything beyond child support is too much because you brought a third party in there in the first place.
Yep.
Now my thing is, I get it. A lot of men have expressed, even on previous shows, well, it's different when you got to look into your own kids' eyes and all that type of stuff. So okay, I get all that. Okay, I'm taking all that in consideration. What men done said they have to do when they got to look their own kid in the face. I get you. So you're paying for your memories with your child because you just want to take your kid to Chuck E. Cheese. You want to take your kid to a football game. You want to take your kid to meet some celebrity. You want to take your kid to some book signing or whatever the case is. You're paying for all that stuff on top of child support. So guess what you're doing? You're paying for your own memories. So therefore, anything going on with that woman should be a non-factor to you in every shape, way, or form. Child support got to become a weapon. Yeah, you're going to pay it, and you ain't doing nothing else. Stop worrying about what happens at her home. It don't count.
Yeah, but to bring back
Roger.
the emotional cost of that now, if you're dealing with a woman that's putting you on child support,
What
that's
emotional cost? From
probably
who?
that's probably not a woman that you want raising your children to begin with.
Well, you're not
Especially
talking
if
to
you
them,
have daughters.
right?
Especially if you have daughters. So
I
as a
mean, you
man,
can't
you're
really
going
control that.
listen,
So I
listen
mean,
though,
you
as
know,
a man, you're going to want to fight for that if you love your children. You're going to want to fight for them to get them out of that situation, do whatever you can to get them back with you. Or else you're essentially sacrificing your children to that devil over there.
I
The
mean, you
children.
might have to. You might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. I know y'all want to
Listen,
think y'all got y'all got powers. Y'all don't. Y'all just heard everybody share what the likelihood of you getting full custody, even shared custody is. Lawyers will tell you, yeah, play it, don't even try it. So your kid might have to get sacrificed to a devil because you can't save him. That literally might just happen. And you have to figure it out when they get to be adults. And hopefully you can build that relationship and make it better there. But there's not much you can do if she is a devil. All you can do is ride it out.
all right,
And make sure and save yourself the headache, right? The only thing you can do while that's all happening, you don't want to put yourself behind the boulder trying to be congenial to that devil. All
yeah,
you can do is say, well, she gonna be this way. The best I can do is make sure I improve myself and just take care of the kid the best way I can from here. That's
yeah.
all you
While I
can do.
respect everything you just said, that is a very hard reality to face for a lot of men.
All
In
right,
the
it's
face
true.
of going
It's
through that
true.
with their children.
But what happens is when the devil's playing and doing their thing, nobody want to call them out. We got Mama's Day. How are you, and my whole thing is, how are you a single mother of multiple kids by multiple men, and you still think you should be celebrating on a particular day because you couldn't be disciplined with your vagina? That's the other absurdity behind Mother's Day, y'all. But nobody want to call that out publicly.
Well, let me say this, man. Real talk. Y'all sound like y'all trying to unsacrifice the kid. If you're on child support, your child was already sacrificed.
Man,
It's over
that's
with.
what we trying to do though. Shoot, we trying to unsacrifice our kids, man.
You cannot unsacrifice your child. Gone, man. You on child support. It is what it is. Adjust to your new situation so the best thing can happen from that point forward. Again, if it's me, I have no concern what's going on in that woman's house. That's on them. If that child asks me for anything, I'm gonna tell them to get it out the child support. Okay, that's it. I gotta pay for my own life with my kids on top of child support and live my own life. I ain't got no sympathy, y'all. It is what it is. But I'm gonna hold fast because we got a new guest that came up. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him it. I'm laughing at the name. We got Rail from jail coming in the building, y'all. Rail from jail is in the building. You got the flow, brother.
All right, shout out to you, brother Roger. Hope everything is well. Hope all the people on the panel as well. Also, I'm see the thing about it is this: the big picture and the problem here is that you did it wrong. If you on child support, you did it wrong. My woman was making $270 a year. What was how much I made? I just got out the joint. Washed my ass in her sink. Got her pregnant. Did my thing on the street. Right? We divorced. I told your honor, hey, I'm the house husband. I'm the house nigga. I took the kids here and there, this and that. So now she paying me alimony. And I got full custody. Why? Because in America, the future is female. In America, the female got the rights. And now she got the right to support my trifling black ass. So while y'all want to be the provider and be a real man, I'm real trifling. Guess what? I can see my kids. Can y'all? Pass the mic on that.
I hate you, hot sauce. I hate you, nigga.
Roger, can you please kick him off the next thing? He has spoken the holy name. He's not supposed to be speaking that. Mute that nigga for like 20 minutes. You're not allowed to speak the holy name.
Y'all call that brother what do you want to be called? It's in his name, okay? Just like we call y'all what y'all want to be called.
My name is Rail.
All right, Rail. I hate you, bro. Jail. Go back to jail, Rail. Go back to jail.
Appreciate it. So I get money from the state because I faked an injury, so I'm on disability, and this hoe paying me child support and alimony. Why? Because while y'all was at church, listening to be a provider, I was on the street, I was on that corner doing that thing. So there you go.
Now it may sound funny,
but guess who doesn't have child support visitation problems? Me.
Now let's keep it real. As I said earlier, y'all, this child support is not an issue for Pookie. They don't put them on child support for real. More than likely, if you're not going to do stuff for yourself as a man, a woman just gonna say, "I just want him to come spend time with the kids," because they're not trying to get blood out of a turn up. They know the game. We as men don't know that they know the game. But we act like we can't see that they know the game. So at the end of the day, child support has got to become a weapon, because if we don't make it a weapon, women gonna keep seeking it out. Now, y'all tell me right now, are the women not seeking out child support? Okay, if you are black and in America, they rather get child support out of you than a marriage. That's a real thing. When we gonna do something about it? Okay, and if we ain't gonna do nothing about it, we can't trip. So my thing is, you got to turn child support into a weapon. All right, and it's always good to kill somebody with their own weapon, because in their mind it's their weapon, but we can make it ours. Now, shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He said, "I stayed married to avoid the courts. My kids either would have a father or a government enforced benefactor. not both. Glad my wife loved our kids. You know, I'm gonna say shout out to Black Rule about for that. And I've said the same thing before, y'all. Sometimes you got to make a woman choose between the two. You can either get that government benefactor, which is what you actually are, if the government is telling you how much to pay for your own children, or you just get a father. So when women start saying stuff about y'all don't want to do X, Y, and Z, and it take more than money, I ain't trying to hit nothing. If a man has had a third party involve themselves in his relationship with his children, whatever he do, I'm standing with him. That's real talk. Whatever he do, I'm standing with him. You brought the third party in, so that's on you. That's him. And even if you tell me the man fouled himself, if he needed to foul himself, you still the problem. Because ain't no man fouling child support on himself unless he knows that woman is a problem. And that's real talk. So, y'all, we got to learn to weaponize. All right, and shout out to Elder Blood one more time. He said, Roger, read my above comment. Thanks, sir. I got you. Let's see what Elder Blood done said. Boom, he says, America is unconstitutional and erroneously complicit in child theft and blackmail, hence child abuse against men through child support system, and an accomplice to hostile, treasonous women. Yeah, of course they are. But I'm going to say, y'all, we got to fight one thing at a time. You can't fight everything at the same time. And I think the very first thing to do, and an easy thing to do for men, because I understand you got a child, so you got to look at this. You still got to look at your kid in the face once all is said and done. Man, you got to weaponize child support. And I hear they saying, well, don't speak about this to the kid. Why do you think they telling you not to tell the kid?
So they're trying to
That's
save their
exactly
image.
what you should do.
They're trying to
Because
save
this is
their
exactly
image.
what you should do. Now, my kid got to know the world. My child got to know the world. It's living there. Because one day my child's going to be an adult. It is. I personally believe, and if y'all can come up with something better, let me know. I personally believe the job the job of a parent is to put your child in position to not need you anymore. To me, that's a good parent. You're going to be dead one day, hopefully before your child, so your child shouldn't need you. It's going to be a long process. It's going to be some years, a couple of decades you're going to put in, but you're supposed to get your child to the point where it don't even need you anymore. So to me, I'm going to say again, y'all, fundamentally, I think children need to know the truth. And what kind of father would I be if I go through a court system and didn't tell my child what's really going on? Now, the court can do whatever they want to do to me. I still got to look at my child in the face. What y'all think going to be more important to me? My relationship with my child or my relationship with that court system? So I know some of y'all think, well, Roger's just talking. He ain't going to do all. Okay, what's more important to me? Because my child come before that court system. And that's real talk. Your mama don't want to pay? Hey, you need to know that's who your mama is. And it's going to go the way it's going to go. But you're going to know what's real. All right. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mr. Benny. He says, real simple. Marry before you carry, till death do us part. You know what? That is real simple. It's a shame we can't do the simple stuff, y'all. It is a shame that we just can't do the simple stuff. But since child support is out there, it doesn't make sense for us to leave it as a weapon for women and don't take the weapon back, y'all. Sometimes you got to take the gun from the person, y'all. It might be your only way to survive. Now, we don't want to fight a person with a gun on us, proverbially. You don't want to fight nobody who got a gun on you. But if the person tell you, well, I'm going to kill you anyway, you might as well fight. I'd rather give myself a chance to live than just simply accept that.
Mm-hmm.
So to me,
Yeah, I
child
hear you. I
support
can't
got to be a
totally
weapon.
disagree. I can't totally disagree with your sentiment. I just want to, bring up the fact again that you are in contempt of court when you start having those conversations with kids. But I get your sentiment though.
No, I feel you. I can't worry about everything. If the court want to do something to me so I can't provide money for my child gonna recognize that. Is that simple? Daddy go to work so he can give child support to you. If the government don't want me to give you child support, they'll stop me from work. My child support recognizes enemies. And, hey, maybe that's the court. Here's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is when I get out, I'm gonna go back to work. No, ain't nothing gonna change. You can lock me up. When I get back, I'm gonna go back to work. You know? And then that's when our child will get the child support. If y'all worry about the best interest of the child, that's what happened. I'm good.
I have a question. So, what do you mean by that? Use child support as a weapon.
Children should know that whatever you're doing for them, mama's supposed to pay for a kid, and you supposed to pay for a kid. The issue we got going on right now is that mamas don't want to pay for their kids, and they're pawning it off on dad. So when things come up, my response to my child would be, your mother has the money to do it. I give her X amount of dollars per month. We're using $400 as an example. I give your mama $400 a month to pay for whatever it is that you need to have done. Okay? Your mama paying for room and board. That's her half. I'm paying for the other expenses. So I'm giving you $400 a month to take care of anything you need. So anything you need, get it from your mama. Tell your mama to give you your money out your child support.
So, for example, okay, 400. Let's say 400 a month. Okay, so mom is taking care of the rent and the food. You're taking care of the school clothes. You're taking care of the doctor's appointment fees. And so, what about school fees? What about incidentals and shit that might be on the 400?
There is no beyond the 400. Because let's keep it real. When this child support stuff is set up, usually the children are going to be on dad's medical insurance and stuff anyway. So that's already taken care of.
Yeah, but you still have to pay the copay. The insurance doesn't cover 100%.
If I'm paying the insurance, then who should pay the copay?
So, for example, if like God forbid they get sick and now there's a $2,000 medical bill, right? And you told her room and board, nigga. So she paid room and board.
No. I get you, but I'm breaking it all down for you, brother. Because I'm saying the mother got to pay for her part too. It's her child. If I'm paying the insurance,
right,
who gonna pay the copay?
I guess y'all split that shit.
Why would I'm already paying the insurance. Why would I pay a copay?
So, but you're paying what? But bro, you're paying the insurance for you also and for them, right? It's not only just for them; it includes you.
It still covers them. Their insurance is making sure they can get the medical services that they need.
But also, they could be under her insurance as well if she's a teacher, right?
At the end of the day, I'm just looking at how most of it's gonna work. I'm gonna end up paying insurance.
So anyway, the bottom line is this. So what I understand from you is, if they had a $2,000 medical bill, you ain't paying it because you're already paying the insurance. Basically, that's what I'm hearing.
What's $2,000? Mama can pay some. They her kids too.
So you're paying. So you're paying $100 a month in insurance. And
$100 a month for how long?
Whatever, I don't know.
Until they off child support.
Yeah. Right.
So if a bill come up, she can pay it.
So basically, if your kid's teeth are fucked up and they need to go to the dentist.
She can't. It's okay for a mother not to pay a copay at the dentist.
I'm saying if she ain't got it,
she got it. She got it. She worked. She got it. How we gonna be separated if she ain't got it?
Roger, you make more on paper because
more.
No,
see, look,
that's
look,
fine. I make more. That's fine, but she still have a job herself.
So you have to cover all of that because they don't count the OnlyFans income because they send her a 1099 and they don't look at your tax returns. They only look at your pay stub.
Bro, right? I pay the insurance like I'm mandated. The insurance is paid. If she wants, if there's a copay to pay, there's no reason she don't love her child enough to pay the copay.
No, there is a reason.
Wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So your kids just got raggedy teeth, and you just gonna be cool going to school like that?
No, she gonna pay the copay.
No, she can't afford it.
No, hold on, Roger. The mama is cool with the child having raggedy teeth. Why you ain't questioning her about it?
So both of y'all cool with raggedy? Wait, have y'all child with raggedy teeth?
No. If the child got raggedy teeth, Roger is paying dental insurance as part of his insurance plan. Child got raggedy teeth, need to go to the dentist, and the child live with the mother. Why wouldn't you be asking the mother why she ain't doing what she got to do?
I'm pretty sure people are asking the mother because when the child has raggedy teeth, even if they're together, the mother gonna be the first person you ask, right? Why you let your child walk around like that? But even if she refuses to pay, so say she refuses to pay, so she's like, okay, fuck the kids. So, but you both were saying that.
No, he paying the insurance is available. She could go in there and get that bill.
No. I work in results, sir. I work in results.
They're getting them. Let me read this real quick because they're getting them right now.
See, that's God. That's God right there.
Shout out to Trail Billy. He says many modern plans don't have copay, but co-insurance where you must pay 20% plus deductible. Okay. Now, all I know is we're paying the insurance. I'm saying that regular everyday people, they're gonna have a job. Most people gonna have the insurance through their job. They're paying the insurance, whatever the bill is, because it's coming out their paycheck. They're paying it. Okay. So if there's a copay to pay and you're not the person covering the insurance, you should be paying a copay. It's that simple at the end of the day. If you don't pay the copay, it's because you don't love your child. It's that simple.
My point is this, Roger. She says, I'm not paying the copay. It's too expensive. I ain't got it. So as a father, what are you going to do? The mom said, I ain't doing it. All right. Bottom line, I ain't doing it. So what are you going to do as a father?
I mean, first of all, I'm not going to have the conversation with her because I'm not talking to nobody that I'm paying child support to. So the conversation ain't going to even happen.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? That's number one.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do then?
Now, I'm going to tell the child, you should get your teeth fixed. I pay insurance for all that.
And he said mom ain't paying it.
No. The child going to go back and find out mama won't pay.
Yeah. Mom, he tells you mom says she ain't paying it.
Guess what? I'm going to say, hey, kid, when you get your next child support check, just pay it out your child support check. So now, kid go back to mom again. How about we get my teeth fixed with my money from my child support check?
Your kids are both fucking.
No. It's about solving the problem, but understanding exactly what the problem is.
Hey, Roger. I think you answered this question before, but I want to ask again. When you get dragged back into court for being in contempt of court for talking about that stuff with your children, what are you going to do then?
Nothing. I'm gonna chill. Y'all telling me y'all gonna stop me from working? Y'all telling me as a court you gonna stop me from working so I can provide child support? Is that what y'all telling me?
No,
we telling you we gonna throw you in jail and you're gonna have to figure it out.
So you're gonna stop me from paying child support?
No, they're not.
Because that's what it sounds like.
No, they're not. No, they're not. The states make billions of dollars a year off child support and tax anyway. So
I only pay when I go to work and get paid. I get a paycheck. The child support come out the paycheck. If I'm not at work, there's nothing to take anything out of. So if you want me to be anything other than work, you don't want me to pay child support.
They're not going to put you in jail, especially if you're paid. They're not going to put
All I'm saying is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be at the court. It's not even a big deal to me at the end of the day. If you want me to go someplace other than work, then you are effectively stopping me from paying child support. Because I ain't got no problem going to work.
Wow.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm the average guy. I got no problem going to work.
Wow, Roger, that's crazy, bro. This is crazy.
It's crazy for me to have no problem going to work as an average man in America.
No, not that part. The other part.
I find it abhorrent that that you find these women to be perpetual victims, and you use the child and the child's teeth as the mechanism to make the father feel bad about the circumstance. Man, these women are getting child support. These women are getting child support. If there's a copay, it should come out them $400.
No one. I'll wait till you finish.
Yeah. Well, it's abhorrent. What we're doing is we're using child support to make women perpetual victims. That's essentially what we're attempting to do here. They're not victims, bro. They're just unprepared a lot of the times. That's all.
Well, so nobody's making these women victims, right? Like, first of all, she's American, so you know she ain't SHIT. She's American. It was your fault to impregnate her in the first place. How about that?
Right.
Nobody's making her a victim, but at the end of the day, your child needs braces. So if she ain't gonna do it, and we know how they are, then you ain't gonna. You both the same, because at the end of the day, both of your pride are getting away instead of what's good for the child.
Wrong. See, that's why y'all. Hold on. Let me take it from here, because see, you don't pay enough attention sometimes. What did I say? What did I say I do? Hey, I would tell the kid.
You pay the monthly.
Right.
Yeah. So therefore,
she gonna pay the copay.
He needs to pay the copay, right?
Right.
But
now, my kid, hold on. My kid got bad teeth, right? I'm gonna tell my kid, you need to go to the dentist to get your teeth fixed.
Right.
Have your mama take you to the dentist to get your teeth fixed. I pay insurance so your teeth can be fixed. So now my child understands mama just ain't taking me to the dentist. I can get all this taken care of. Mama ain't taking me to the dentist. So now what the kid gonna do? The kid gonna actually go to the dentist, right? Boom. Right? Now, mama gonna say something to the kid can come back to me. Mama said going to the dentist ain't free. I'm gonna tell the child, yeah, I pay for it. It come out my check. Okay. But she gonna have to pay a copay when she take you to the dentist.
We understand that the mother's in the wrong. Nobody said
no. Hold on though. Cause the thing is what the child understands. So now the child understands I'm paying for it. Mama gonna have to pay a copay when she take me to the dentist. So now she go discuss that with the.
Right. You repeated that. We got that. We got all of the logistics. We got all of the details. But where you're not understanding me at is this: at the bottom line, she decided to be trifling and not get it done. So, it sounds like you just say, okay, well, I'm not gonna get it done either. Then
no, that's what you're assuming. Because the thing is, I'm gonna send the child to the mama. Because now the mama gonna say she don't. The mama's gonna say she don't want to pay the copay. I'm gonna tell the kid, just take the copay out the child support money. That's your money anyway.
It's $400. The bill is $2,000.
She might so you save up a few months of child support and then just pay it out the child support. Now, what's gonna happen? Child gonna address mama about this. Child gonna have an understanding that mama just don't want to pay because mama don't want to pay. Now I got a victory. See, now I'll come after all that and I'll be like, don't worry about it. Daddy just saved some money up and do it anyway since your mama won't.
Mama had a trip to take to post on social media to make it look
No.
like she was balling.
My thing is I'm gonna teach my child your mama don't care about you in a way that my child gonna be able to see it. But I'm gonna let you think about that for a second while I get creative up in here. Okay, but that's what it is, bro. I'm gonna teach my child, your mama don't care nothing about you. Don't worry, daddy will save up
Real
some money
life.
to get it done to do your mama's job since your mama don't care.
That's real life. What's up,
Go
fellas?
ahead, daddy.
What's happening, y'all? This is a great conversation. For real, as always. Shit, what's happening? I see you in there and you came up. But to all my brothers, my internet brothers, man, I fucks with y'all hard, bro. For real. That's real talk. And ain't no pause on that shit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. But at any rate, once your kid gets to, like I think somebody said, once they get into the court hands, it ain't even damn near y'all child no more. Now they award because they award of the state now. So you talking about teeth, and they don't want to go to the doctor. They can't get this. Well, even if the daddy can't afford it, right? Once they become awarded that state or some type of property, the state has to have permission just in case that daddy don't want to do what he's supposed to do, or just in case that mama don't want to do what she's supposed to do. The state has to have permission to step in and do what we feel like we should do. That's why it should never, ever go municipal or basic. In your marriage, in your contract negotiation skills should never be municipal. You should work this out amongst yourself. It should be responsible adults. But if it don't, like I always say, once it gets into the police hands or the court's hands, well, shit, your decisions has kind of already been made for you. So at that point, if you can't work it out, well, it's immediately going to go to the judge, and the judge will be your daddy, and the judge is going to be your mama, and the court is going to be your mom, and they'll make all these decisions for you. And that's what a lot of men and women don't understand. Once the court gets involved, you have limited rights at that point. You have all your rights when the court's not involved. But when they get involved, oh, now you got limited rights because you got another daddy and another mama who can make a decision for you, grown adults who had a child that didn't have nothing to do with them, right? But now that you got me involved, well, I'll make the decision because you niggas apparently cannot do it right. I'll land there for now, and then we'll move on with the convo.
All right, shout out to Elder Blood. I see another comment. He said, read my last comment, and I'm out. Shout out to you, Elder Blood. Shout out to you. Let's see what that last comment was. Boom. He said, hell is busted wide open, full of single baby mothers and their kids. Hell is busted wide open, full of single baby mothers and their kids. Her kids, because child support makes you a contributor, but the child is fatherless. There are no actual fathers in the child support system. Now, if y'all understand what he mean by that, I'm gonna say those are some wise words. And and Creator just said it. And this is the thing, y'all. You volunteered to put them people involved. You didn't have to go to them people. That's why I said earlier, if you on child support, your child has already been sacrificed. Y'all trying to unsacrifice the kid that's already been given away. You can't do that. They ain't gonna let you do that one. Once they get their hands in that kid, it's over with. So I got to do what makes sense for me in the position that I'm in. So therefore, if my kid got some bad teeth, my kid gonna know mama don't love me enough to get my teeth taken care of. Daddy will do it though. Don't worry, son. I'll save up some money to do what your mama should do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't worry about it, son.
You got to strike up an invoice. You have to keep documents. You got to keep. See, now you got to run this like a true business. Now I know it's crazy, but now you got to run because everybody will play stupid when it comes to you paying your money. Ain't nobody stupid when it comes to their money, but when it comes to your money, everybody becomes oblivious for some reason. So now you got to keep receipts. You have to make invoices because I didn't have to do this, right? This is something you agreed to get them police involved in what's going on over here. So you go deal with your daddy that's over there, right? I'm his father, right? But he went and chose a good daddy, right? The government. So since you chose that government daddy, now the rules are different, like Roger said. already sacrificed their children because we couldn't come to an adult agreement to work this out properly. But now, since you ran to the government, now the government is going to make those decisions for you. And like I don't have no obligation to whatever it is that court said. That's just like a marriage. That's why I said don't do a municipal marriage. You should have contract negotiations. You with a woman, I'm gonna tell her, hey, babe, this is what we get ready to do. That's what how I'm going to snatch you up, and this is what I'm going to do for you. And then she can say, well, hold on, let me amend that, right? I'm on a counter offer. Here's your counter offer. And she counter offers you with this. All right, we agree on that and we move forward as adults. A marriage without nuptials, or marriage without a plan on what would we expect, how we think this thing is going to go. Obviously, the plan should be legacy building. I don't know too many women that you can put their own seed and they can fertilize their own seed unless you got both parts, right? But most people ain't moving like that. So that means she has the soil, he has the seed, and fortunately in this world, the man can put as many, he can go seed as many soils as he see fit. But you know what? He gave you this first soil. He did the right thing for you. And because you in this modern world and think things are supposed to be a certain way, according to white supremacy, you followed that construct. And so now, since you followed that construct, right, I'm obligated. Now I'm obligated because you didn't got me involved. I didn't have nothing to do with that guy. But now that you didn't got me involved, I got to follow their rules. And since they said, hey, $400 a month, $4,800 a year, right? This is what I'm obligated to. I don't have to do nothing else if I don't want to, because the law said, hey, bro, you pay this right here and you good. Now, anything above and beyond that financially really is on me if I want to. Anything above and beyond that, even visual wise, how I want to take care of my kid really is on me legally, because the court has already set the foundation. You ran to the court and they gave you the contract. And I am obligated to follow that contract verbatim if I so choose. Legally.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, y'all, to maybe give more understanding to the conversation, y'all. It says men should use child support as a weapon. Who's the weapon gonna be against? The weapon is literally to be against the mother. That's who am I trying to hit? I'm trying to hit the mother. So guess what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna eventually get my kid teeth fixed for the example that the brother gave. But guess what? Before them teeth get fixed, that child gonna have a full understanding that mama was supposed to do her part to take care of my teeth, but mama don't like me enough or don't love me enough to get my teeth fixed. That's what my child gonna understand.
Her overspending was more important. Her lack of financial literacy was more important. Her plan for the future of me becoming 18 and me going 16 and me being 13, all that pre-planning was not important in the moment, apparently. If you got to refer back to me. And that's just reality.
My thing is to make your children have an understanding of what's really going on and who's really putting up money, who's really parenting, who's not. See, it ain't about how everybody else is gonna get it. It's about how my child gonna get it. My child is the prize in this situation. So everything I'm doing is to make a better relationship between me and my child. The mother has become expendable. And I don't think y'all get that. Because we are taught to let the mothers look okay. We ain't on the same team no more. I don't care about how she look. She's expendable to me. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a wish death on a person, but what can she do better for me than that? If you have me on child support, the best thing you can do for me is die. And I'm not saying that to be vicious. I'm not telling nobody to go try to kill nobody. What I'm saying is, if I'm the father, she's the mother, I'm on child support. If she dies, I just get custody and I ain't got to pay child support no more. That's the best thing she can do for me. So as a person who is totally expendable to me at this particular point, I'm not worried about my child having a good relationship with the mother. I'm only worried about my child having a good relationship with me. And I'm going to bring out what I need to bring out. So my child know that mama don't like paying for her or mama don't like paying for him. with them, whatever the situation is. But guess who will look out for you? Daddy will look out for you. And you're going to have a whole life of experiences and watching stuff your mama do so you can compare it to what daddy do.
Come
Is
on.
what it is.
Come on.
You see? Now, if you ain't a good enough mother, them children going to come out hating you. I don't care if they hate their mother. That don't bother me at all. What you gonna do? Stop spending time with her and spend more with me? Ooh.
Well, Roger, I think there is a dynamic there. Now, listen, when I don't want my kids to resent or hate nobody, right? And the best thing your mama did was bring you here. You understand? So that was the first good bet. That was the first good thing she did was not die, and she got you here safely, right? So I don't want to shit on that energy. This is just me talking. I would never want to shit on that energy because at some point, I felt some type of energy for this woman that I didn't even want to plant my seed in her soil. You understand? And then between adults, it got a little goofy. And that's what usually happens when you have no plan. When you come into a woman and you getting down and everything happens, you have no plan. But now the plan is there, bro. You got to protect yourself and protect your money because I don't know why people think in their young 20s that everything in your 20s and 30s and even in your 40s, just how you really getting it, the energy of getting it, that energy is going to last forever. And anybody that's a hustler, that's a go-getter, whether you employed or whether you're working for yourself, you know that there are good times and there are challenging times. So even though that you're in your best moment in life, generating as much as you feel like you got all the resources, somehow another life be lifing, and it's going to give you something that can challenge that resource. So meaning if you're a billionaire, you're going to have billionaire challenges. If you homeless, you're going to have homeless challenges. But none of us are exempt. So to prepare, if you have kids, preparation is everything. And again, if the law said, hey, young man, or you are obligated to X, Y, Z, I'm gonna say it's a tool, not necessarily a weapon, but now they've given you a strong tool to use in your life to move forward. Because hey, you only told me 5, I would have gave you 20 a month, but shit, they said 100 a week, bet 5,200 a year. You can get that with no matter of fact. Here, I got 2-3 years, like Anthony Edwards did. He looked at it the same way, like $1 million. I'm gonna poop that here. You know what? I'm done with you. Bah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the goal, right? You want to do everything you can to avoid that type of situation to begin with, right? But when you in that situation, like making that decision, I believe when you do have children, when you have bonded with a child, when you've been with the woman for a while, right? You attempted to raise that family. That's not going to be as easy to do for somebody that's walked that road, held that baby, was there to see them being, born, cut the umbilical cord, showed up to the sports events, the baseball game, soccer game, saw them score their first touchdown, sat at the dinner table and ate with them.
See,
That's not gonna be an easy decision for somebody who is bonded with the child in that degree. That's the average black man. That's the average black man. Now, Anthony Edwards is a particular situation where he's a superstar, millionaire, damn near going to be the face of the NBA probably within the next few years. So he and never really even had an intimate moment with the child that he's paying off the baby mama of to have nothing to do with. He's able to cut a loss like that, but the average black father, man, that's not going to be a hard loss or an easy loss for them to take.
Well, I'm gonna say, Bron, you did what I believe the average black man does. You start intermingling feelings about the mother with the child. Everything I said does not interfere with your relationship with the child. It helps you build a stronger relationship with your child. The thing is, the mother's issues may come out to the child. Because we try to protect the mothers, we mess up our own relationships with our own children. At the end of the day, man, if I'm paying child support, I already took a loss. I'm already in the system. I already got to do X, Y, and Z. So I don't care nothing about my kids having a great time with their mama. I'm not concerned with how they look at their mother. I'm concerned with how they look at me. I don't care. You got an issue with your mama, man. That's between y'all.
No, I think we talk
We
about
as
something slightly
men,
different.
we try to make sure children be cool with their mama. My thing is you got to do what your mama say because she your mama. Now, how you feel about your mama, that's between how she tends to you and how she does it. That's on y'all. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm simply bringing out the fact, like in this example, that daddy had to go above and beyond to pay for your teeth to get fixed because you know 100% for sure mama don't love you enough to do it. That's simple at the end of the day. And that's a bigger thing, especially from a child perspective. But if your child want to join the cheerleading team, you know, and it's $100 uniform fee, hey, you get that your mama getting $400 a month. Take 100 of that, pay for your uniform. When mama says she's not gonna do that, child gonna report back to me. Now, if I decide to pay for it, I'm be like, okay, well, I got one or two ways I can do. Well, I'm sorry, but your mama ain't gonna do it, and I'm spent out. Or I can say, don't worry about it. I love you enough to do it.
Yeah, I
Now,
think
I ain't
you're.
got to say nothing bad about that woman. Don't worry about it. I love you enough to do it. They're going to
I
start
think.
making their own decisions at a certain point.
I think you're slightly missing the context of what I'm saying. Um, what I'm saying is the average black man is not going to want to be in the scenario where they are not with their children. They're going to try to fight for joint custody at least, right? The average black man is going to do that. Now, what you're presenting is just paying the child support and having minimal involvement with the child. That's going to be hard for most black men to do. That's what I'm bringing attention to.
Say that one more time.
Just paying the child support and having minimum involvement with the child, making that decision for the average black man is going to be a very hard
I'm not
decision
saying
to make.
having minimum involvement with the child. I didn't say restrict your
That's
involvement
what
with
I'm
the
saying.
child at all.
Well, if you're just paying the child support, right, then essentially, if you're just on a full child support order, you don't have any custody except like maybe visitation rights.
No,
Huh?
you gonna visit. You gonna visit with the kid whenever they say. Most people they do on some every other weekend type deal. And that's why I was saying to Lena, you're gonna spend your time with your kids the way you see fit. But even during that time, you have to spend extra money to pay for your memories with your child. That's why I have no concern about her problems at her home. I'm already in a forced position where I got to pay child support through a court system, and then for me to go have a memory of my child, I got to pay extra money on top of that. She made this a thing where we're not joint in what we're trying to do. So since we're not joint, I'm on my own thing. I ain't worried about her thing. That's
So
all I'm saying.
you would be that rigid, and I'm with you, right? And it's to a degree because I know life be lifing, and when it's if your child is number one, numero uno, you know what I'm saying. Then sometimes even you got to go against some of them 10 Commandments, right? You have to question some things, and you're just gonna have to do some things, man. But you talking an apex way of doing something. You saying, hey, I am totally independent. I am free to depend on anybody. I didn't hear you once say that I wasn't involved with the kid's life. I didn't hear
I
that
never
at all.
said that.
Yeah, I ain't hear that. I'm
No,
just
no.
saying that,
What
hey,
the involvement is going to be different though, versus someone who
Yeah, it's gonna be
goes
but
court
down
I
that
ordered
can't
road.
see you
involvement.
being that rigid, brother. I can't see nobody being that rigid unless you just don't even want your child. And
But
No,
that's the problem. You have to be that rigid to weaponize it, so they understand that life will be better for my child if I stay with the father.
facts. You ain't getting no debate out of me.
Y'all gonna be if y'all gonna
That's the
be
difference
if
between
y'all gonna yeah
weaponizing.
if y'all gonna be pussyfooting around it, these women gonna keep doing what they doing, having 5 babies with 5 baby daddies, and it's never gonna sink in that this is something I should
Yeah,
not be doing.
yeah, man.
Real nigga
I'm just
shit.
saying this. I'm just saying this. When this maybe pertains more to the context of divorced couples and what happens in those situations when child support orders are involved. Typically, if they're in most states getting a divorce, it's shifting more legislatively to automatic joint custody anyway. But you can still get a child support order because you make more, right? So those fathers in those situations, the average black man in that kind of situation, most of them want that time with their children. So to go from full custody of your children, you waking up and going to sleep with them every night, you there in every aspect of their life, to essentially now cutting that time in half or less is going to be very hard.
How? Why are you
So,
talking about cutting
be,
time in half? No one said you had
because
to
that's
cut
what's going
time
to
in half.
happen. That's what's going to happen in the scenario that I'm presenting. Is that the time is at least going to be cut in half, at least,
Why?
because you're no longer under the same household.
I mean, if we're not gonna live together, yes, the time is gonna be reduced because of that. That I'm okay. I clearly understand that part. But my thing is, that's the world we in now. I got to do what I need to do so I can win in the world I'm in. If the world I'm in includes me being in a separate place and me paying child support, I got to start doing stuff in that world for me to win.
Yeah, that's the challenge. That's the obstacle, or that's your the monkey on your back, if you will. And that's the position. I think what my man just said is, yeah, you have to show. So that's the difference when I say using it as a tool and then using it as a weapon, right? He's saying, hey, I'm using it. This is my weapon. If you do this, now if you make that move, it's like chess. If you make that move, you know what I'm gonna do. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Man, you started this. I ain't got no sympathy for you.
Yeah,
You the one brought this into our situation.
yeah,
There is no sympathy on my end. I'm moving in the world that I now have to deal with.
well, and here's the thing that I'm going to propose to you. You're essentially, once again, by doing that, just
Well,
sacrificing
hold
them
fast.
to, her
Hold on to that.
motherland.
Let me get
And
these super
so,
chats in first. Let me get these super chats in first,
all right,
because I want to make sure that can be fully addressed just in case. And so, shout out to Elder Blood one more time. He said, "My bad, Roger. One more last comment. Uh, uh for potent satire. So now, I got to see what his last comment was. Shout out to Elder Blood. Here we go. Imagine if Adam had to pay. Okay, this is funny already. Imagine if Adam had to pay child support. Imagine if Moses had to pay child support. Imagine King David, Solomon, and all 12 tribes of God had to pay child support. Will we even have a Jesus today to speak of? You know what?
man, could y'all
That's
imagine
hilarious.
Solomon on child support?
Bro,
Now that is crazy.
Solid.
Solomon on
First
child
of
support,
all,
700
first of
wives, 300
all,
concubines. Oh my
First
goodness.
of all, Solomon could
That's right.
afford it because he was the richest man on earth. Secondly,
He
Brock,
wouldn't have been no more.
He still had
Brock,
women.
Brock is presenting that women are victims and they're using the child.
Hold fast. Great Black Reset. Hold fast. Let me get this other super chat in. Uh, Shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. He said, small problem. The women will lie to the kid and you.
Thank you.
Very, very good thing to point out, but you got paperwork. So all you gotta do is show your kids some paperwork. Now they know they mama a liar too. See, I don't mind my child knowing they mama a liar if they mama choose to be a liar. I didn't tell her to lie to the kids. That's on her. Okay? That's on her. And shout out to No Placeholder. He said, can men leave a marriage with a child and get paid? It is possible, but the thing is, for most men to do that, you got to actually accept being a bum yourself. And I don't think most men
Yep.
prepared to do that. Let's
And
just
she
keep it
got
real.
she got like, you kind of went in like a woman. You know what I'm saying? You have to basically, like he said, you're gonna accept the position that you
Well, we lost him, but I mean, most of us ain't gonna find no Halle Berry to marry and then leave Halle Berry. And I'm talking about money wise, not status wise. We're not gonna find no Halle Berry to marry and then leave her and then get the kid too and get a big old child support payment each month. Most men are not gonna be able to pull that off. So the only way for you to get paid leaving the marriage, you pretty much gonna have to be a bum.
Most of the pushback you're getting is because men see women as victims.
Mm-hmm.
And you're using the child and these instances of the child and what if and all that just because you see women as victims and you don't understand that men need to start putting themselves first. They expect for men to put themselves last in every scenario. That's why you're getting all this stuff about, well, what if they need dental work? And what if they need this? And what if they need that? So fucking what? They got them all.
So you're right. So
That's a very interesting perspective, Reset. That's a very
I was in a
interesting
room,
perspective,
right?
man.
I got a good friend who does this, and they were in the room and they were talking about I am, and it's been here lately for whatever reason. This God thing, this I am, has been discussed, and so he was saying the I am is you. I am is you got to be it. So I speak with a lot of we and our and us, right? Instead of me, my, I. And usually when people, you are learn to people that's me, my, I are very, very selfish, which you should be. Like, that's crazy. That's like you being black and you like, damn, I wish I was something else. So you have to first off, embrace who you are, right? And then once you embrace who you are, now you can move forward. And then that's the fight that you're gonna have, is because everybody else is not them, so to speak, and you moving how you are. So that comes into play when you choose a woman. And as much as we all want everything to be beautiful, man, sometimes, some men, a lot of men got to get what they can get, and they don't realize the ramifications of even making that decision. But it is what it is. So now letting them know that once you get involved with this individual and you have a child, now you're gonna have to pay for this. Now you can either come in prepared, right, knowing that, okay, I'm gonna have to pay this motherfucker about 5-10 a year, or you can let the government jack you up, and they're gonna base that off your income, and we using a basic number of $400, which really is, in today's time, that ain't gonna really what it gonna be. You're gonna come up off about a bando, about $250 a week for one child.
Well, I want to say real quick, going forward in this conversation, fellas, realize that when child support comes into play, the woman has already chosen herself. So what we doing?
Exactly.
I
No,
agree.
that's
I
a
agree.
very interesting perspective, man.
I
I
agree.
not gonna say I disagree.
So them kids gonna be some snagger-tooth bastards.
Not necessarily, not
Not
necessarily,
necessarily,
but
but hey,
it it can more go in, it can go into that direction more. But your children will eventually become adults. If their teeth are that bad, they can get them fixed themselves. But the thing is, y'all, it's about using it as a weapon. I want my kids to see what mama won't do and what daddy will. Because if I got to deal with child support, I got to use this for my benefit. I got to pay it. So if I'm going to pay something, I'm going to get a benefit out of something. It is what it is. So I need to use this for my benefit. The one thing I can do for my benefit is I can use this to have my kids exposed to the fact that daddy actually loved them. Now, what they think about their mother, I care nothing about. I'm not trying to get my kids to hate their mother, but if their mother don't do X, Y, and Z, they'll come to that conclusion on their own. I'm not there to protect her from her kids feeling a certain way about her. It ain't my job. She's not under my umbrella anymore.
Hey Roger, you remember? We're not gonna say the podcast. I don't even remember. Divulged to him, like, when I finally met up with my father, he showed me. He gave him a sneaker box full of his child support receipts, and was like, "I've been taking care of you all this time." Now the mama was at home talking about your daddy, your deadbeat. He don't do nothing for you. That man literally weaponized child support. He ain't used the gun right away. He saved all the bullets and just gave her a whole clip. So like, there's different ways to weaponize this, but at the end of the day, if the shoe was on the other foot, she gonna weaponize it against you.
If you're talking about child support, it's already been weaponized because they're using it as a weapon against you.
It is
So
literally what
the gun is already out. She already shooting at you. She hitting $400 a month out your wallet. Why not use it?
The fact that you literally supported your kid all the way up to the point where y'all broke up and she put you on child support is just absolute proof that it's weaponized because you've been supporting the kid.
Yeah, that's a weapon.
So why do you need to sue somebody for something they've been doing?
So I don't know why you ain't gonna use a weapon when a person is clearly beating you upside the head with that same weapon. I didn't even say use a different weapon. Use the same weapon she using. That's all I'm saying.
It's a
Now,
tool. There are other tools. There are other resources that you can use as well. And also, but I think at the end of the day, what we really talked about was preparation, right? Preparing yourself to, hey, I love my kid enough to protect myself, to be there for my kid. For when they do, guess what? They only a kid for so long, they're gonna be an adult for the rest of their life. So that moment when they're a kid, you prepare whatever it is, some fights you just don't even want to, and ain't even worth your peace of mind. Remember, your peace of mind is the most valuable thing that you have, so you're gonna protect it. So one day and having foresight to see that, boy, I know this nigga here, she gonna act a damn fool. So let me just be prepared, be responsible, because none of this can happen if you're not working, right? If you're not doing the things that you need to do to get to that point, right? You've already apparently you've lived the life you made it, and you're making it even further. Again, your kids are going to get grown one day, and they are. They gonna always love their mama, but they gonna really see the real if they want to be something in this world. They're gonna see how they daddy did it. How did my daddy do it? Because who else gonna do it better than the person that's part of them? It don't matter what the other person daddy doing. What my daddy, how he gonna do it? And that's the blueprint that they get. Are you gonna take that out of my life? All right. Well, you know what? And any man should feel like it. It's like competition. I ain't even competing with you. I'm just moved a certain way that you have no clue. That's a general. That's how general's supposed to move. I don't even want to, you know what? I'm prepared. 5 bands. If you know you run over there to get that 5, you know who I am. It's just what it is. And they do know. And they do know. So they literally pull the trigger.
And see, my thing is, I understand as a man, you're going to want to do more for your kids. So I came up with a way where you can do more for your kids and get credit in your kids' eyes for doing more. And it's going to seem way extra. So your kid going to pretty much side with you. Now, shout out to Black Rule Strike. He said if Solomon was put on child support, there would have been a lot of dead ex-wives, concubines, and family court judges and attorneys.
Killed everybody.
It'd be a historical event you refer to for the rest of the time.
Solomon would have cleared that thing up out of there.
Cleared it out. He'd have aired it out.
But I believe it would have went that way. I definitely believe it would have went that way. And look, y'all, what I'm saying is, look, your kids are gonna make up things about themselves. They're gonna come to their own conclusions. They're gonna start to understand over time. When my child, really thinks about stuff that was going on in their life, I want my child to side with me. All I'm doing is preparing a situation for my child to side with me. So even if we're talking about some snaggletooth kids, as Hot Sauce was saying or whatever, okay, look, I'm gonna send you to your mama to get that child support, because all I really want your mama to do is to either pay it so the problem goes away, or tell that child, however she want to tell them, I don't love you enough to pay it.
Hey, Roger.
Come back to me. Daddy love you enough to pay it. We'll get it taken care of. Okay, Daddy gonna save some money up. This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna let the kids see the money get saved up too. Every time Daddy get paid, we gonna put an extra $50 over here for you. Whatever it's gonna be, extra $100 over here for you, and we gonna get your teeth done because Daddy love you enough to take care of it. Now, what that child see your mom? Hey, that's on them.
Man, having a kid is your first mortgage. That's your first mortgage of your life.
I want to say this because reset. I gotta say this on air, man. You said something.
That is
man.
not true.
And you was actually right. You was actually right, reset. You said that my mindset, as far as thinking about the kids, comes from a place of thinking that the woman is the victim. And that's correct, man. You said something to the effect of, you can't have any sympathy for her at the point at which she puts you on child support. You got to look out for self at that point.
Yeah, because she has no sympathy for her own child, bro. Because she has no sympathy for her own child, you can't have sympathy for her.
I just want to say that, man. You are correct, and I will tell you fine and round table.
I appreciate that, brother.
Brother, finally admitted. Oh Lord, have mercy.
I'm gonna work on these other 5 brothers while we at it.
Okay. But hold fast,
Well,
because
you
I
don't
didn't
have
want to get
to.
no placeholder in. I want to get no placeholder
Yeah,
in. No placeholder. You got it, brother. You got it.
yeah. So I agree with GVR and to Bronx that she has no sympathy for her children. I'm saying the woman is to leave your a two parent home and not suffer through it for your children is selfish. You get what I'm saying? Because when she leaves the two parent home, she's not doing it for her child. She's doing it for her own greed. She wants to, whatever reason that it serves her end, that's why she's leaving. And she's forcing that child to capitulate to that. And then what
Mm-hmm.
happens now, the government is essentially using that as, by agreeing with that, by forcing you to pay, so that allows her to go
Mm.
forward with that selfish gain that she wanted to do. Because if you didn't put the money in from your side to allow that selfish gain to happen, she wouldn't go forward with it. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing moral about it. It's just all self-serving. Anyway, I'll be back in a second. I have a call coming in.
Okay. And I
Well,
want to say again, y'all, my issue with the Snaggletooth kid, okay, is now look, daddy pay for insurance. Mama just all your mama gotta do is take you there. She gonna pay some copay because daddy pay the insurance on it. You can get your teeth fixed. And then, child go say something to mama. Well, no, daddy got to pay that too. However she said it, daddy got to pay that too. And then, I'm gonna tell the kid when he come to me the second time, hey, don't worry about it. Just tell your mama take it out your next child support check. Why? Because the child gonna know mama getting the child support check every month anyway. So now the kid got to go to mama and say, daddy say we can pay it out my child support check that my child already know is for them. So now mama can tell child that no, I'm not gonna even pay for your problem with your money. Cause that's how that child gonna receive it.
here come
Now
restitution.
child gotta come back to daddy, and daddy gonna say, don't worry about it. Since mama won't pay for your stuff with your money, daddy will save up extra money to pay for your stuff since mama want to spend your money on herself. Now I ain't gonna have to say she want to spend her money on herself, but the child gonna pick up on that. Who
So I
winning?
think if you just doing what you doing, Roger, like if you just living, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I think to be prepared is to weaponize it. I don't think you have to be deliberate in the weaponization, if that makes sense. Like you don't necessarily have to like
You gotta be
just me, just
creator.
talking to my bro. You don't necessarily have to shove it in somebody's face. If you know your power, again, if you're the Incredible Hulk and you have the wherewithal and all of that's happening to strategize in that manner, you didn't already won. So to take it
No,
above,
that's not
above
true.
and beyond, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's the energy of if
That's
you're
not
already
true.
prepared and the situation is cool, all right, good. But you don't necessarily have to
You have to, because what happened is that woman is fully aware of the power structure. That's why she's doing it, creator. She's not she's not doing that because, like, for example, I have an uncle in Jamaica and he has three different women that he had for baby mom. They all live in the same house with him. And you know why?
Blood
Because they're
clot.
not gonna get no they're not gonna have any financial support no way else. There's no way for them to get somebody else to get money out of a man to take care of the child or get another man to take care of that child. So they gotta stay where they right there. So that
bingo.
woman's put all these women that have these child support court or divorcing you, they're fully aware of the power. Yeah, that same Incredible Hulk power you mentioned, they're fully aware of it and they're using it. Not only that, they make their children go through it. Because in
Right.
all actual reality,
Damn.
as an adult, you should realize you made a decision both about the men and to have the children, and you as an adult supposed to sit in the decision until your child is old enough to be on their own. You're supposed to face the reality of it, not your children. You
I
are
agree.
supposed to face it. You know what they do? They make the child face the reality of the decisions they make. They're selfish, they're horrible people, and they should not be, I'm saying, and they should be
Hey,
treated as
creator,
such.
creator,
Hey, you right. Hey.
creator. If I ever take over a country and I build an army, I want you to side with my enemy because I know you're gonna fight fair, and I love it. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. You're gonna fight fair.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this in response of because I get what creators coming from saying you don't have to do X, Y, and Z.
So I'm looking at it. So I'm looking at it from the standpoint of my child, right? I don't want him to think it's that like, even though I could have like I didn't already showed you how I move, right? I didn't smack you around without smacking you around, if that makes sense. So now I'm showing my boy or my daughter or my girls whenever that come, right? That's how they daddy moves. You understand? We could have been and went in, you know what I mean, like SEAL Team 7. But you know what? I'm gonna be real clear about it. You understand? Because I don't really need sometimes some things. So you can't keep another. If you hit somebody, just because you win the fight don't mean you're not gonna fight, if that makes sense. So yeah, you win in the fight, but it's like, damn, do I really want to fight? So that's, I think, main part of the preparation. I don't need all the rah-rah. I'm already prepared. And so every turn you make, you're gonna realize that, oh, and I'll let you deal with yourself while I'm over here POMing, right? Residing in my peace of mind.
Okay,
Roger,
and all I want,
black
all,
black men
all
don't like winning, bro. Black men don't like winning,
yeah,
bro.
and I will say this.
I love them. I just don't want to stay with them for life.
They,
No,
God damn.
well,
nah,
hold
y'all
fast, y'all.
allergic.
Let me give a
Y'all
response
allergic
to
to it.
what he said, because I want to share my piece on it. Okay, look. This is the thing. I'm not doing this stuff for victory, for me to brag over her. We're both adults already. I'm doing this stuff to get a victory with my child. I'm doing something so my child will side with me. I'm doing something so my child will know daddy always got their back. I don't care what the world is telling me. My daddy always got my back. Because we all know we live in a world where the society is, especially if you're a black man, is trying to tell children that their daddy does not have their back. I'm going to create a situation where can't no one convince my child that going to somebody before me is the right thing to do.
Come on.
That's what I'm doing.
Come
Now,
on.
if I got to sacrifice their mama to do this, I'm just sacrificing a random at that point. If she's not with me, she's a random.
I agree.
I
I
don't
ain't arguing none of
recognize
that.
all this stuff outside of marriage. If you ain't with me, you a random. And if
Amen.
she put herself in position to be a random woman and even though she had my child, that's her choice at the end of the day. I ain't mad at you. I got to live through this. So I'm gonna live to win. That's
Now
Yeah.
I'm
simple.
speaking from a
And
perspective of, I think I'm trying to like you said, I'm kind of, hey, listen, bro, y'all need to surrender. Now, I ain't never dealt with what y'all talking about, right? But I just think you need to go on and surrender. And I'm trying to be cool with you because these boys over here ain't playing. And when they come in, they going straight for your head. All right. So I'm just saying right now, it'd be cool if you would. So that's why I'm like, with my kids, I would like to rate. That's why I stayed there. I like wasn't, that was my decision. I am going to be here for my children through thick and the thin, and this is how it's going to be, and I'm going to create the world to make that happen peacefully. I
Hey,
think
you
that
know
was
what?
always been me.
Reset was preaching. Reset was preaching. He said if he were going to capture a nation, he would love to, have people like you there because at least he
He
knows
mean that. I
that
swear to
you're
God.
going
No,
to.
no, no. That's not what he said, Bronx. He said he wants Creator to be on his opponent's side. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he said.
We
Yeah,
want
well, he
Creator to
said.
be, yeah,
Yeah, he's
yes.
saying
Go with
that
the
to like
opponent.
you're gonna be
because when they
fair. It
tell
don't matter
create,
what
because
side you're gonna be
Hmm.
fair. You're gonna
because
try to fight fair or try
Yeah,
to be
exactly. And we're gonna
fair.
come. We're gonna
And
kill
these
you. We're gonna
motherfuckers are
kill you
not
and the rest of
playing
them.
fair, bro. I
No,
feel you.
exactly.
I get you. But
Yeah,
this
we're
ain't
coming
how
over
it's
here to
gonna
kill
go.
you, and we're gonna kill all them too. And we're not
Yeah,
gonna have
I
it.
get that.
We're gonna have
Yeah,
no mercy.
they're
You know what
I
gonna
I'm saying?
know
tell
they're
create,
not playing
they're
fair.
gonna
So
tell
our
creator go
strategy is
spy. He
fair is
gonna
how
be
we
like,
go
that's
out.
not moral,
Look.
Captain. You can't
I,
do that. You
I
gotta be
heard.
ruthless, brother. Like
I,
she's
Yeah,
already
ruthless.
she's being ruthless to you and your child by putting your child in a position where they're gonna have lesser.
no, I heard him. I heard him loud and clear. I'm just saying I agree. Reset is preaching today, man.
All right. Now let me say shout out to there. I said it. Appreciate you, brother. He said, I think this full disclosure approach is good and ruthless because baby mama will not give you credit. Shout out to you there. I said it. You see in the light. You see in the light. And I'm gonna say this too, y'all. I think what I'm saying is fair. How could it be not fair to tell your child the truth about the world that child has to live in? Ain't that the fair
I
thing to do for your child?
I agree,
Okay.
Roger. I agree.
And I'm not throwing a mama under the bus. Understanding the scenario, all I'm saying is I'm gonna send the kid to the mama to get the money where the money's supposed to be. Now, when the mama don't give up the money, I didn't say mama was a bad person. The mama said, no, you can't have it. My child gonna come to his own conclusion about that. I didn't throw the mama under the bus. But eventually, I'm gonna say, don't worry about it. We'll save up some money, and Daddy will take care of it. Cause Daddy love you. I ain't say Mama didn't love you. Now, yeah, it's implied, but I'm just saying, Daddy love you. We gonna get it handled. And what they do with Mama, that's between them. I ain't gonna have to direct them on how to feel about their mama. They'll come
They
to that
pay
on their
attention,
own.
Roger.
Yeah,
Roger,
they'll
they're
come
already
to that
paying
on their own.
attention.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think the divorce? Why you think basically the marriage rate is and the birth rate is in the tanker? It's not only the female side. The boys have spent the last two generations watching their mom and their sisters and their auntie act like a bunch of spoiled, out of order. They're saying children, and they're not signing up for that. You know what I'm saying? So
What,
the boys
what,
have been watching and they've been paying attention. Which I'm trying to say,
what,
you don't have to do anything, Roger. Just live your life.
what,
Let me find land by saying this. I'm saying that you have to make people aware of the reality they live in. Like if I have a child that basically is taken away from me in the scenario you mentioned, Roger, I am going to be very frank with that child. I'm like, women have power and they can abuse it. You are in a scenario right now. Your mother has a certain amount of power and she's abusing it. There's nothing I can do about it. You should know this when you get older. You're going to encounter women, they have power and they can abuse that power. You see? They're not dainty children. They're not basically soft and they have power just like everybody else and they can use it negatively. You know what I'm
what,
saying? Very simple.
what even my daughter's gonna know that Daddy paying because Daddy loves you. And I don't know what to tell you if your mama don't love you enough to pay. I don't know what to tell you. Because my kids gonna understand love and pay go together a whole lot of times. Okay, not every time, but a whole lot of times, love and pay and go together. Shout out to Trail Benny. He said, Daddy loves you and your mama a selfish 304. See, I ain't gonna take it that far. I ain't gonna take it that far. But shout out to you, and shout out to you for the Trail Billy 57-cent tax. But I'm just gonna let my kids know what Daddy think of them. That's all. I'm gonna let my kids know what Daddy love you. Daddy gonna make it happen for you. It is what it is. I got you. But Inspired Truth just came up, y'all. So let's see. Inspired Truth, are you coming to join in before the show is over? Or you just come in to boss your way and say, hey, I can show up when I want to, even when we near the 3 hour mark. Which one you doing?
Oh man, look, it's gonna be a little bit of all of the above, and I got a little bit of smoke because I tried to come in right after I got out of my meeting. I'm like, all right, meeting over. Let me jump on the Roger Report live, and then, dang, no link at all. That's on you, Raj. That's
No, I
on
put
you, man.
a
Yeah,
link
but it
in
was
there.
gone when it disappeared when I was looking for it.
Everybody else can find the link on time, but him. That's all I'm gonna say.
No,
That's all I'm gonna
no.
say.
I saw it earlier. I had a meeting, got back on, and it was gone. Gone pecan.
Now they blaming me for the link, y'all. I provided the link. You know what? Is this how God feels sometimes?
You
You know
know
what I'm saying?
what?
I give you everything you need.
I believe he was raised listening to his mother. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me.
Hey.
Nah, I was raised believing in reality that my dad taught me to do. Like this,
Oh, Roger,
and the
Roger,
reality
excuse
was
me,
that thing was
Roger,
gone when I looked
Roger,
for it.
Roger, excuse me, Roger. Can you hear me? Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt you, man. I was just in the audience listening. Inspired Truth, we cannot hear you in the chat. I don't know if something's wrong, but we definitely can't hear you.
Oh man, well see, there we go.
I don't
You're a
know.
little
Maybe
late
we need
on
to close
that.
this thing out.
Maybe he needs to log off and come back in. I don't know, but we definitely can't hear you.
If he log off and come back in, maybe he'll find the link.
Yeah, I don't know. We definitely can't. I don't know if he's plugged in now or not. We can hear everybody else, but we definitely can't hear him. So,
Anyhow, so when the link finally did show up, I got on here immediately. So that's why I'm here now.
so
Well, you better
yeah, I
say
don't know.
something quick, because look like we
So
about to shut it down.
yeah, like yeah. No.
All right. I'll drop this one thing real quick and then we can go you can go ahead and close it
Hello,
out. Remember
hello,
these hoes are horrendous. They'll have
hello.
three guys paying for the same chick. I mean for the same kid. Uh they
Roger,
they
you have
will
dead
lie
air.
to you, they will lie to the kid, they will lie to everybody. So make your receipts, do what you gotta do. Expect that you're gonna be the bad guy because you will.
Yeah, we can't.
That's called parental alienation. It is what it is. Move accordingly.
Yeah, we can't hear anything, Raj. I don't know what's going on. Dead
You
ass.
know what? We're gonna shut it down there because we couldn't get anything going. We couldn't get, but it was a good show. It was a good show, and I hope I convinced some of y'all to simply use it as a weapon. You gotta pay it anyway. You might as well weaponize it against the one you're paying it to. Ain't nothing else better to do with it. You know, let your kids know they get X amount of dollars per month to take out all the stuff they won't need. And mama got it. You ain't even got to ask me. Just your mama got it. Trust me. Every paycheck. Because again, most guys are going to work and the money's taken directly out the check. Ain't even no fuss, no muss, as they say. Okay, it's coming right out the check. She gonna see it before I see it. Okay, she gonna see it before I see it. I go on my check stub, boom, 200 missed out of this one, 200 missed out the next one, boom, 400, man. She
Roger,
got
and the fact that the government takes a portion of that, Roger, for administrative fee is an indication that the wife really is a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she really taking the money away from her children and giving it to third party. You know what I'm saying? Or ex-wife, whatever you want to call it. They really are a piece of shit, Roger. No sympathy whatsoever.
Not to mention the fact that most men, if they are left to pay on their own, they usually set on a number much bigger than quote what they even tell them to pay. A lot of
Exactly. And
them.
then when they're selling a number, Roger, 15% of it doesn't go, 25% of it doesn't go to the state and the
But
federal
I will
government
say
when
this.
you pay on your own. You know what I'm saying?
But I do want to say this. So, but if black scientists don't child support, that's okay.
That's an inside joke. Y'all ain't gonna know what that means, but we know what it means. But y'all, we getting up out of here. It's been a great show. If you like getting the best content on social media, you might as well come over here to the Rise Report Live, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Chicago time, not where you happen to be. It's been a wonderful one, y'all. It's been real. Weaponize it. It's already been weaponized against you. Long live habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right, and I'm out.